into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
We can do it. Yes, we can. It's a brand new day. It is Wednesday. Feel free to just get out of bed right now and give a woo, come on, because we can do it. It's a beautiful day. We've had an amazing week so far, and we are only going to go onwards and upwards from here. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Graham Richards. I'm trying to be excited for like 5 people because there's only 3 of us here today. I get to spend the day with the ladies, which I'm quite chuffed about. We're going to have a lot of fun. And of course, it is really a very important day because today marks about a week left until Eid celebrations commence. This after what I would imagine has been a very long month of fasting for our Muslim viewers. And we've got digital content creator Nabila Karim joining us this morning. She's going to share some inspiration for both your makeup looks for the day, as well as how you can set the most exquisite table for the very special occasion. Then Chef Clem delves into some of the delicious Eid-inspired recipes. And of course, we open the lines for the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Sing, sing, sing.
So I said I'm feeling very chuffed that I get to spend the day with the ladies all to myself. Good morning, girls. How you doing?
Oh, morning,
Good
G.
morning, G.
That means we get to spend the day with you too.
Yes, indeed. And we get to spend time with you at home, Mzansi. A very good morning. My name is Jamie Donald, reporting live for this Wednesday. Miss Zoe Brown, always good to be with you.
So nice to be with you. I feel like this is the first time we're seeing each other this week.
It really is. Actually, it is.
It is. But we want to see what you are up to. So we've got this question for you on social media this morning. And the question is, what is your favorite cartoon growing up? And what did it teach you? Did it teach you any life lessons? Hashtag Expresso.
You just asked us a question before we read this. Please tell Mzansi what you asked us. Is Teletubbies a cartoon?
No, it's not a cartoon. I realized that. I put 2 and 2 together. But my favorite cartoon growing up had to have been Dexter's Laboratory with his sister Dee Dee. I love I'm trying to think what lesson it taught me.
I was
it was
going
just
to
like,
ask you
don't
that.
push the button and be nice to your sister. That's the lesson it taught me.
Are you nice to your siblings?
I am nice to my siblings. I feel like I have the best big brother, but like it took me some time to get nice to my sister.
Well, there you go. Lesson learned. Please do share with us Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. We're going to be connecting with you and staying with you for the next 3 hours. But right now, here's the news headlines with G.
Thanks so much, ladies. Let's get this ship out of port with our national news first. And the National Ports Authority has confirmed that 14 Filipino crew members on board a ship in the Durban harbour have now tested positive for COVID-19. The vessel, Ubon, arrived from India on Sunday, and this comes amid concerns around a COVID-19 infected traveller from India who recently entered into the country. It's not yet known which variant of the virus they have contracted, though. The vessel is currently under quarantine in Durban in line with COVID-19 regulations and under lockdown as part of COVID-19 protocols. Meanwhile, the humanitarian aid organisation Gift of the Givers has become involved in the campaign to supply medical oxygen to India. The founder of the organisation, Imtiaz Suleiman, says urgent intervention is needed in India, where the number of infections has now surpassed the 20 million mark. He says Gift of the Givers is in talks with a number of South African organisations to provide assistance. 2,400 cylinders will be shipped to India within the next few days, where they will be filled with medical oxygen in factories. On the continent, the Nigerian military has dismissed a suggestion that it should take over the running of the country given the current security problems. It was responding to a comment on television that Nigeria was, quote, on the brink of collapse, suggesting that the army should take charge of the country's states. Spokesperson Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu warned that such action would be deemed treasonable, and he added that the full wrath of the law would be brought to bear on any personnel found to have been colluding with people having such an agenda. Now moving to the US, Bill and Melinda Gates yesterday announced that they were parting ways. The billionaire couple, who have been married for 27 years, reportedly signed a separation contract outlining how their estate would be split. The couple run the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which has spent billions on charitable causes around the world. They have pledged to continue to work together at the foundation once their divorce is finalized. They announced their divorce on Twitter yesterday, saying, and again we quote, "We no longer believe we can grow together as a couple." Now, bringing it back home for a global connection, a concert SABC3 viewers must not miss. Britain's Prince Harry joined pop royalty at a star-studded concert in Los Angeles on Sunday to urge faster and more even global vaccinations. Vax Live, the concert to reunite the world, was organized by Global Citizen, an international advocacy organization which aims to battle vaccine disinformation while calling on world leaders and corporations to take action and make donations. Present with Harry on stage were, amongst others, South African actress and human rights activist Nomzamo Mbata, Selena Gomez, who hosted proceedings, Jennifer Lopez, the Foo Fighters as well. Video messages were received from the Pope and Presidents Joe Biden, Emmanuel Macron, Justin Trudeau, and Hollywood stars like Ben Affleck and Sean Penn were there in person. And now, further exciting news, SABC3 has partnered with Global Citizen to bring the star-studded concert to its viewers this Sunday evening at 10:30, and then they'll air a repeat on Tuesday evening at 11. We certainly applaud the concert's goal to ensure everybody gets the jab and installing people with confidence to take the vaccine once it becomes available. So don't forget your date with S3 on Sunday evening and again on Tuesday evening. It is going to be awesome. Well, that's where we leave our news headlines. Let's do a bit of a recap on yesterday's sport. Not the best news to start on, unfortunately, on the tennis front. Tennis ace Lloyd Harris had to withdraw from the Madrid Open after struggling with an injury during a second-round clash against Australia's Alex de Minaur. The world number 23 advanced 6-2-3 love after Harris retired. The South African suffered a lower back injury during his first-round win in Madrid. De Minaur will now face reigning US Open champion Dominic Thiem after he beat American Marcos Giron in straight sets 6-1, 6-3 yesterday. And again, not great news to report on in the Indian Premier League. It has been suspended after there have now been a rise in COVID-19 cases among the teams. Monday's fixture between the Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore and yesterday's fixture between the Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Mumbai Indians were called off due to players testing positive for the coronavirus. In a statement, the IPL said it had unanimously decided to postpone the season after an emergency meeting, and we'll certainly watch that space for updates. And on to local football. It looks like they're in the clear. Chukuma Chamadzivandila recorded a 2-1 win over Kaizer Chiefs in their PSL clash at the Peter Mokaba Stadium last night. The goals by Thabo Rakare and Thabo Mnyamane securing the victory for Vadao Vadamani. And that means they've moved out of the relegation zone to 14th place on the log. The Amakosi currently occupying 9th place in the league standings. Then there'll be one PSL fixture today as defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns have to get the 3 points up against Maritzburg United at 3 p.m. Then, staying with the beautiful game, Manchester City have also done it. Finally, they've advanced to the UEFA Champions League final after they beat Paris Saint-Germain at the Etihad Stadium. Pep Guardiola's side edged a 10-man PSG after a brace by Riyad Mahrez made it 2-0 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate. City have now ended their 51-year wait to appear in a European final, and they will face either Spanish giants Real Madrid or fellow Premier League club Chelsea in that final. The Blues host Los Blancos at Stamford Bridge at 9 p.m. this evening. Now, staying with footballing news, Jose Mourinho has been named as the new Roma manager starting next season. The 58-year-old was sacked by English Premier League club Tottenham Hotspur last month. The special one will replace Paulo Fonseca at Roma and is now contracted to remain with the three-time Serie A champions for the next 3 years. That's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. We'll pick it up again on the top of the hour. Right now, let's take a look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
And let's quickly look at those beautiful pictures that you've sent through. Thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time to share your sunrise photos with us. Now, we really love seeing them, especially how you start your day. Now, to start us off this morning, we have this beautiful photo of the sun rising over the mountains. This one was shared by Geraldine Flatwell from Simonstown. Today, expect a maximum of only 16 degrees Celsius with a passing shower this morning. One of our regulars, Nick Lombard from Bushmansland in the north Northern Cape shared this stunning silhouetted photo of the sky getting lighter. Thank you for that, Nick. Now, if you would like to be like Geraldine and Nick and share your sunrise photos with us, it's really simple. Just head on over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your photo and location with us. And while we love featuring our own beautiful country, we do have a growing international viewership who we also want to extend our greetings to, who are tuned in via the Africa channel and on YouTube. So this morning we send a shout out to any of our viewers that are based in Fort Worth, Texas. Now, the city of Fort Worth was established in 1849 as an army outpost on a bluff overlooking the Trinity River. Fort Worth was historically been a center of the Texas Longhorn cattle trade. Now, this region features very hot, humid summers with mild to cool winters. Today's forecast shows a sunny and pleasant day ahead with a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. And then here in South Africa, the SA Weather Services has issued warnings for an intense cold front expected to make landfall on the Western Cape Coast today. Cape Town Disaster Risk Management spokesperson Charlotte Powell says all city services will be on standby to deal with the predicted adverse weather conditions, which could include strong to gale force winds, rain and rough seas. Heavy downpours are expected overnight into tomorrow. Powell reminded residents to clear out any potential blockages around their homes and to ensure that gutters and downpipes are clear. For any weather-related service requests or emergencies, residents are advised to call the city's Public Emergency Communication Centre. The southern Western Cape has been off to a dry start for the rainy season. Cape Town usually has about 50 millimeters of rain in April. However, only 10 millimeters fell last month. But in the meantime, brace yourself for some icy weather ahead. On that note, let's look at your temperatures across the country. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 10 and a high of 25 can be expected for today. Sunny in Mbombela with a low of 13, a high of 29. Pretoria, sunny with a high of 24. Johannesburg, 721. Sunny conditions in Mahikeng, 724. Klerksdorp, 6, reaching a high of 24. Sunny in Kimberley today with a high of 24 degrees Celsius. If you're in Bloemfontein, a sunny day ahead with a low of 4, a high of 23. Richards Bay, 16 with a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg, 1028. Durban, 17 with a high of 26. Mthatha, 10 with a high of 27. Partly cloudy conditions in East London with a high of 24. Cradock, 10, reaching a high of 25. Gqeberha, 16 with a high of 22. Some rain can be expected in George today, a low of 15, a high of 20. Cape Town, 14 with a high of 19. Worcester, 11, reaching a high of 22. Partly cloudy conditions for Sutherland today with a high of 18. And Uppington, a low of 13 with a high of 28 degrees Celsius. That's where I leave your weather for now. We'll have another update for you shortly after 7.
Zoe, thanks for your beautiful sunrise pictures. We love it. Keep them coming on our Facebook page. In just a moment, I'm very excited. I'm going to be chatting to two animators who I have a feeling are going to be reaching for the stars pretty soon. They've been nominated for a SAFTA for their short form, which looks amazing, and we're going to get a look at that in just a moment. It's called The Boy and the Robin. It looks beautiful. It looks emotional. It looks so gorgeously made, and the hair looks perfect. That's always the first thing I look for in an animation, is the hair, and it looks great. So we'll be chatting to those superstars in just a moment.
Can't wait for that. And also just remember that it's Mother's Day this Sunday, so we're going to get tips on how you can spoil your mothers this Mother's Day. So stick around for that. We'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day.
Each year, the third-year students at the animation school put their skills to the ultimate test and produce a short animated film from story concept to final render. It is an undertaking. The film, The Boy and the Robin, which was put together by 9 students during 2019, has already seen international success at the New York Film Festival and has now been nominated for a Best Student Film at the 15th edition of the SAFTAs. So joining us in just a moment via video call to share more on this incredible project are the film's project manager, Hannah O'Brien, and art director, Tamika Bramwell. But first, let's take a look at their incredible work. Come on, man. Why you got to do that to me? That was beautiful. Oh, guys, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Hannah O'Brien and art director Tamika Bramwell. Guys, a very good morning. Oh, congratulations on an incredible short film and the nomination. But I got to ask, man, why are you going to do that to me? I'm an emotional guy. I've got a little boy. That was intense, man. Really, really good work. How are you feeling about the way that people have received this after putting in so much effort, I would imagine? You've got to be over the moon that it's getting recognized and validated in this way.
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling to have something we've made be recognized like this. for so long, it's just about completing the film over months and months of hard work. And to finally see that once it's released, it resonates with an audience is all we could have ever asked for.
And like as the art director, like seeing my team like trust me and bring the style to life and having people receive it so well, it's absolutely like humbling and like probably the most proud I've ever been.
And it's so completely deserved. It looks like a young me, I'm just going to say. Adam looks like a young Graham, okay, just in his vibe. But it's beautiful, it's soft, and it's hard at the same time. It's kind of, it hits, it's like a gut punch when the moment comes. Really, really beautiful. So let's get into the story, because I think at the heart of any good piece of cinematic brilliance is a really good script. And this is a short about a young boy named Adam, as I understand it, who experiences this coming of age moment and this loss of innocence. How was the concept for the storyline developed? Where did it come from?
So the original story was written in our second year of study by our teammate Tian Vestrad, who is an amazing writer and a very talented animator. In third year, we then edited the film to suit the animated format and added things such as the imaginary world that Adam goes into, as well as him seeing the gun as a toy in the beginning. And we kind of drew that from our own childhood, as well as a lot of research that we did on instances where children had come into contact with a firearm and often did think it was some sort of toy and then ended up either injuring themselves or someone else. So we took a lot of time and put a lot of thought into what we were doing with the story and how we wanted it to come across.
Because it's ultimately such sensitive material, and you've got to do that justice, knowing that families have been affected in probably the worst way imaginable, certainly from a parent's perspective. I've got a 4-year-old boy, so with me, this resonated on so many levels. Firstly, on how I love to see his imagination take flight, and you captured that beautifully. And then, of course, this dramatic, terrifying fear. And you've now got to translate that visually. So Tamika, how long did it take you to put these beautiful 4.5 minutes together, and what were some of the big challenges or maybe the big lessons that you learned along the way?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Being students, we don't have any experience. We didn't have any experience before this. So the film itself, we had 9 months to complete it. And some of our challenges, like for me personally, one of my biggest challenges was sort of coming out of my shell a bit and communicating more. It's something that I had to learn very quickly as the art director, because it's my job to make sure that everyone understands how the film is going to look and get it to that point. Some other challenges that we as a team faced were the actual short itself. There's so much in it. There's 2 art styles, there's 7 characters, there's 4 different environments, and all of these things had to be modeled and textured and shaded, and there's so much that goes into each of these scenes that you see. And another challenge that we had were our render times. Our film took quite a long time to render. Each frame averaged at about 1 to 1.5 hours. Some scenes even went up to 6 hours per frame. And at 24 frames per second, that's a lot.
I know every animator I know needs a T-shirt saying like "Leave me alone, I'm rendering," because it extends beyond real time. But it must be so much more validating then after all of that to see the end results. And I'll put this to both of you: massive successes. I mean, hopefully you got a really good mark at school for that as a starting point. But you've bagged a gold medal at the New York Film Festival, one of the biggest in the world. What did that achievement feel like, and what does it feel like, added to that, to be nominated here by your peers within the SAFTA fraternity? What does that mean to you and to your teammates at the animation school?
Seeing our hard work recognized in this way, it's so gratifying and so humbling. The team, we worked really hard. We meshed really well, but we worked tirelessly. And I'm just really glad that we have the opportunity to have our film go to festivals. It's just absolutely so gratifying to see our hard work pay off like this.
Yeah, and let's hope you bring home the SAFTA. I'm going to ask one last question. Maybe, Hannah, you want to broach this one. You know, this film has a very strong meaning that's going to lead to action. What do you hope is that action? What do you want people to take out of this in terms of this message against violence? What is your hope that the film will achieve?
Well, the focus wasn't so much on gun violence itself. It's more on, I think, children's loss of innocence, especially these days with our exposure at a very young age to things that, you know, previously we were never exposed to. And it's almost a message to parents and general people to hold on to that innocence and hold on to your imagination and the things that make you still childlike. Because that's something that, you know, makes the world beautiful.
My morning and the world, the South African landscape has been made a little bit more beautiful because of your work. And I've got to add to that, the first thing I always look at in an animation is the hair. And you nailed the hair. The hair looks amazing.
Thank you.
You guys are incredible. I know this is the start of an awesome trajectory for both of you. So all the best of luck in the next phase of your careers, and good luck at the SAFTAs, man. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Huge congrats to Hannah, Tamika, and the rest of their team again on their Best Student Film SAFTA nomination. We want to salute the excellence of up-and-coming talent and celebrated South African icons. And of course, the 15th SAFTAs Awards ceremony. It's happening on the 22nd of May right here on S3. Follow all the news using that hashtag SAFTAs.
Well, it's certainly going to make some big noise on the big screen, and we can't wait to see that SAFTA is happening. But of course, we connected with you on our social media platforms, and we asked you, what was your favorite cartoon growing up, and if you've learned any life lessons from them. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say.
Okay, well, Wayne Lewis says my favorite cartoon was Tom and Jerry. It sure taught me to chase after what you want in life. I love that. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Layla Fortain says Pinky and the Brain taught me that even though you are different, you can still be friends and care for each other. Oh, that's very sweet.
That
I
is
love that
so
little
sweet.
lesson from it. Jamie, did you have a favorite cartoon growing up that taught you a great life lesson?
I'm going to sing a song, and if you don't know it, we can't be friends, Zoe. There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. So the annual problem in our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, Phineas and Ferb. I know that. I just don't know the song.
No, the song just set the mood. That was my favorite one. They just did so much epic things, and then, like, you could not blame anyone. Okay, let's check it out. Ruqayya Shabadin says Recess.
I remember that with the babies, right?
Yeah, she says the corky one is always the one who's the cleverest. Cleverest, yay. Jokes aside, it touched a lot on bullying and showing authority and stuff, so I definitely learned these things from a young age and how to handle things when people weren't treating you too good. That's a good one, Ruqayya.
There we go. Well, please connect with us and continue this conversation. Head on over to our social media pages and let us know what some of your favorite cartoons were growing up and what life lessons it taught you. And don't forget that hashtag Expresso Show.
School comes on.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Yes, we love that sound because, I mean, coffee is on the way. The smell is permeating through the studio. And I think when I was little, used to love treating my mom on Mother's Day. I still do absolutely love it. I remember making my mom coffee and breakfast in bed on Mother's Day. Maybe not the best breakfast, but it was a good effort. A very special moment, and shame, like, she took it on the chin. Every time she'd be like, this is delicious, Graham, well done. Wouldn't have thought to pair banana and egg, but that's great, boy. What did you used to do for Mom?
We'd made breakfast too, but it was actually quite funny because we made such a racket. I'm pretty sure she had woken up and wanted to see what's happening in the kitchen, but she had to stay in bed and wait for us to come and be like, Happy Mother's Day.
And especially because she was the cook in the family,
She is the cook in the family, but it was really cool. My brother was actually quite savvy in the kitchen at that young age, so he would make the scrambled eggs, and our scrambled eggs was literally you break it in the pan and you scramble it in the pan.
No, the chefs do it like that.
That's our scrambled version of eggs, and then myself and my sister would go pick the flowers in the garden and make sure the gift is wrapped.
And I would always do that. I'd like pick a branch, I wouldn't clean it, and I'd put it like on the plate of food. And she would eat it all. She would eat it all, Mom. I love you for that. Oh, man. So we love the fact that we get to spoil our moms, even if it's just for one day a year. And that's exactly what we're going to do this Mother's Day. And we want to know from you guys, what did you do for your mother on Mother's Day when you were little? And you can let us know on the Expresso social media pages, inspire us, and use that hashtag Nespresso Expresso. And if you don't know what to get your mom this year, Nespresso has got you covered. When you buy 25 sleeves of coffee, you get gifts worth almost R1,000 in store and online. That promotion ends on the 9th of May, so get on it. And as always, we say don't forget to pick up your bag for your used capsules so that you can recycle, and you can also, when you order online, get them delivered as well. And the guys will pick up your recycled capsules as well, your capsules to be recycled. So you've got absolutely zero excuse.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, do you know your mom's favorite coffee?
She's like the opposite end of the spectrum to me. So she will have a latte with like 10 times milk ratio to coffee, and I just don't understand. I don't know what the point is to drink coffee that week, but that's the way she likes it, so that's the way she gets it.
My mom also loves her latte, but I love how she pronounces latte. She doesn't say latte, she says latte.
Latte.
Like that. Every time we go to a coffee shop, I'm like, it's latte, latte.
Mama,
we're working on it.
It can be whatever you want it to be. So hopefully you are inspired for some great gifting ideas, and if not yet, stick around because we've got a ton of amazing recipes, even table settings on the way today. So you want to stick around for that. But right now I'm going to cheers you with my, I want to say my first, but my third cup of coffee for the day.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso, what else?
Where's my cup of coffee? I'll be waiting here. But right now, we're switching gears for our parenting topic this morning. This time, we're sharing the top tips for the kids on how they can spoil their moms on Mother's Day. That's obviously taking place this Sunday. Joining us now via Zoom is registered relationship and family counselor and mother herself, Mimi Hewitt, for that conversation. Mimi, it is so good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
I think this year there's a lot of pressure for kids to make sure that we, spoil our mom this year. And I think it's really all about showing appreciation to our moms. How exactly can kids get creative without spending a lot of money? Because, a lot of kids are on a budget.
Yes, absolutely. So, what a very nice idea is to make something yourself, like a voucher, a booklet full of vouchers for mom to use whenever she wants. Something like this voucher entitles you to 1 free foot massage, or how about afternoon off to take a nap, or better yet, no cooking tonight, dad and the kids will bride.
Sign me up for that. I don't know if my son is too young to do that, but maybe I could do that for my mom. She would love unlimited tea vouchers so that I can just make her tea every single time. But Mimi, what about a list of things moms love to hear, like what they appreciate about their mom, words of affirmation that can go a long way? What about that? What do you think about that idea?
Absolutely. You know what? Dr. Gary Chapman wrote this book called The 5 Love Languages. And if you really want to wow your mom this Mother's Day, why not find out what her love language is? There are 5 different languages: quality time, gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation. So there's a website where you can take her, where she can go and do the quiz for free, and then, you know, if her love language is quality time, why not organize a picnic for the whole family? Or make a gift like a board game that the whole family can enjoy together. If a love language is words of affirmation, a handwritten note by yourself, writing down what you appreciate of her, that will be priceless. You don't have to spend money on flowers and gifts if that is what she actually needs.
And I love that you said spending time, because I think after this year, you know, it's just been such a busy year filled with so much chaotic things. So just to spend time with your family and spend time with your mom is such a big deal. I'm going to ask you, what about a scrapbook collage of pictures taken of fun memories with mom? How can that be made special as well?
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. My daughter, she's 7 years old. She actually made me an early Mother's Day collage yesterday. Took her about an hour, and I want to actually show you guys. I hope I'm going to be able to show it to you. This is what it looks like. So it's basically pictures taken from, let me show you again, pictures taken from the magazine. She cut out hearts and all of these things, a few fun things that we did together to add to the memories. And I mean, this didn't cost her anything, but this is priceless for me.
Oh, that is so cute. And that is, of course, memories that's going to last you forever. But when it comes to Mother's Day, of course, there's a place where you can rope dads into this and make sure that they can get creative as well. How can kids rope dad into this and making sure that they celebrate mom as well?
You mean besides him paying for everything?
That too.
Yes. You know what? Dads are extremely important here, especially in the planning. So a few foolproof tips for dad. Number 1, let mom sleep in. Number 2, no buying practical gifts for the kitchen. And a very important one as well. If mom says she doesn't want anything for Mother's Day, don't believe it. Rather go and get her something, and make sure you speak her language.
I love how you say that if moms does not say it, we do want things. We do want to feel appreciated. We do want gifts. Forget what we're saying, listen to us. But maybe we're not going to say goodbye just yet, because please do stay with us as we'll be continuing this discussion on how to make Mother's Day special. Let's start off with another cup of coffee, because they didn't give me a cup of coffee in the first place.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. You're still opening up with S3 here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Of course, we are continuing with our discussion with relationship and family counselor Mimi Hewitt, and we're turning the tables this morning and giving kids advice on how they can spoil moms this Mother's Day. And Mimi, I do hope the kids are awake and they are listening, because you have been giving us some great tips today. One of them you mentioned is kids dressing up and being mom for the day, and mom then being the child for the day. How exactly would that work? It sounds amazing. And how do you create a beautiful experience for both the mom and the child in this case?
You know, my kids love playing me. I I'm not sure if I so much enjoy playing them, but this is a great way. Role playing is such a great way for us to develop empathy, for us to get a good understanding of the other person's world. So, yeah, try it. It gives us different perspectives of how they see us. I often hear my own voice in my kids in the way they play with each other. So it's good.
Mimi, I think out of everything that you mentioned here, I think the big message is don't break the bank for kids, right? Is that what you want to leave us with?
Absolutely. You don't have to spend loads and loads of money. Rather, spend your time and your efforts in the right way and fill up those emotional love tanks.
So you've been giving us a lot of tips with regards to how to spend Mother's Day. What would be the best way you'd love to spend this Mother's Day?
You know what? I recently saw a new movie called Yes Day. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yes.
But it was this movie. Yeah, it's awesome. It was this movie where the parents, for 24 hours, they were not allowed to say no to anything. So they just had to say yes. So I thought a very nice Mother's Day gift would be if I get a yes day and my kids are not allowed to say no to anything in that day. What do you think about that?
I don't know if that would work with my 2-year-old because I can't say, "Aww."
Saying yes to
Are you saying yes to me?
Saying yes to you, Mama.
Thank you so much. This is the best way.
Made with love. I tried to do some art, and it looks like a sausage dog.
I love it.
Made with love.
Mimi, can you see Mother's Day did come early for me because she just made me a cup of coffee. Sometimes you just have to ask. Again, it's something that you've mentioned. We want everything. We say that we don't want something, but we actually do want. But I did watch the movie yesterday. I think it gets tricky when you have a little one and then they think that they can take advantage. But I do think for this Mother's Day, I think it's so important that we spend time with the little ones, just engage with them and maybe just say yes for everything, right?
Absolutely, and I hope you have an awesome Mother's Day.
And I hope so too, and I hope that your little one spoils you so much. Thank you so much, Mimi, for joining us and also sharing with us just how much we can do with a little more thought and creativity. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there for this Sunday.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. And you know what? Speaking of Mother's Day, our very own Jamie had a very fantastic day with her own mother not too long ago.
Yeah, an opportunity to get creative, and maybe this will inspire you to look at other ways of spoiling your mom and having a little bit of fun and connecting. And of course, the Crazy Store is ready to deliver. Take a look.
Mothers are our superheroes and our biggest supporters, but we don't tell them enough how much we appreciate them. However, Mother's Day really is a special part of the year where we get to celebrate our first best friend and also the person we turn to for the best advice. Sometimes all mom needs is a little bit of appreciation. So together with the Crazy Store's beautiful gift sets for mom this year, I'm going to be spoiling my superhero with a day filled with lots of presents, some yummy treats, and of course some kind words of love. I always get super emotional when I speak about my relationship with my mom. Of course, it's always just been me and her. We have the best bond and relationship ever. She is my doctor, she is my best friend, she's my personal shopper, everything in one. And obviously now she is the best Oma as well. Today I'm going to be spending the day with my mom at Protea Hotel Fire and Ice in Cape Town, and really I just set up a cozy and comfy day where we can cuddle. I got the blankets out, picked up some cute things for her at the Crazy Store, some slippers. We are going to make some hot chocolate and really just catch up and have a girls' day all to ourselves. And here we go. Look at this. Crazy Store really is that one-stop shop where you can go to find absolutely everything that can just elevate the Mother's Day and make sure that she feels special on this day. Because we know Mother's Day is all about celebrating the woman who has helped shape us and raise us to the person we are today. It's important to remind us that we love them and we appreciate them with the best Mother's Day card. And I'm going to read the special message I have for you. Best mom ever. It reads, "Dear Mom, words fail me. You are the definition of selfless, and I will never be able to repay you for all that you've sacrificed to give me this life and also to follow my dreams. Thank you for loving me unconditionally and making the role of mother look so effortless. Happy Mother's Day. I love you.
Thank you.
The gifts I chose from the Crazy Store for my mom, obviously the slippers because she's always stealing mine in the morning, a watch to make sure that she's always on time to watch your Feel Good Breakfast show. I got her some chocolates, which I'm not sure if it's for her or for me, a scarf so that she's always looking pretty, and of course the mugs for endless cup of teas.
It was such a beautiful gesture from Jamie to do this much. It was much appreciated, my child.
Mom, all these gifts, it's just to say that I love you a lot.
And I love you too.
Love you, Mommy.
Love you, love you. I'm your mother, I'm your first friend, your best friend, and your forever friend.
Hey, look at this. Come in.
Nice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Stunning. So this is what we're going to do all day. We're just going to lay in bed.
Oh.
Get in. I'm going to put on my slippers. What's your first memory of me?
Oh, my first memory was when the day you were born, and they put me on my chest, and I just smiled and said, "Thank you, Lord, Jamie Lee."
My fondest memory of you is definitely sitting at Sun City when we were in the dance competitions, and just you sitting there like for hours cheering me on and then not sleeping. I think that is always a memory. I'm like, yo, you were a dance mom, now you're a TV mom, now you're an Oba, you were everything. If I had to explain our mom-daughter relationship, it's like two best friends that fight every single day. But we also just love each other so much. I think there's nothing like it, right? I'm trying to compare it to anything, but really, you're my best friend, you're my sister, you're my dad, all wrapped in one.
Being together, we've been together forever. And it's just that feeling of, that's my daughter.
You know, one thing I've learned from my mom, especially being a mom myself now, is just being selfless. I always want to thank you for the way you raised me.
Still got a lot to learn now, only play. She's learning, and that's great. Every little step is, as I always used to tell her, motherhood doesn't come with a manual. You learn something new every day.
Oh, no news. I don't know who's cuter. I don't know who's cuter. Your son or your mom. They are both so sweet.
And
Patricia, you're lovely.
Someone's
That's Patricia
hooting.
outside going,
She's
yeah,
hooting.
mama. For mama.
Yay!
That looked so lovely. How cute was she cuddling up in the bed?
So
and,
beautiful. She lived her best life, and I'm sure she's watching this now, crying at home because it was just a beautiful day. Just spend
Is there
some
anything
time
else you
with
want to
her.
say? I know you said it beautifully there, but is there anything you want to say to Mom now?
I love you, Mom, and I always will. And just thank you so much for all the support and for just always being my ride or die. You are the best.
Oh, Jamie,
bestie for life.
beautiful. You're Daughter of the Year. And remember, for gifts for a mother like no other, tell us, what gift would you buy your mom from the Crazy Store for Mother's Day? And you can stand a chance to win a 500 Rand voucher. Now, remember to include the hashtag The Crazy Store Mother's Day to enter. And the competition runs until Friday, the 7th of May. That's this Friday. T's and C's can be found on our website. That's expressoshow.com.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Time to have a little bit of fun. Singer and songwriter John Neal started putting pen to paper and arranged music for his lyrics. Little did he realize that he had started a lifelong journey that would become his passion and his profession, and he sounds amazing today. It's been a long time coming, and he has finally released his debut album, Long Time Coming. Makes sense. With lyrics written in very much, I think, the tradition of John Lennon and Paul McCartney. There is a very distinctive style here, and he is our performer of the day, which makes us so happy. Please give him a very warm Expresso welcome, John! Buddy,
chill, guys.
it's been a long time coming, bro.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. Eh? So I promise you guys, I've been telling my friends since 2011, I'll be releasing an album like next month.
But
So
buddy,
it's been a while.
You are so good.
Thank you so
You are
much.
so unbelievably good. You sound like an international artist who's been doing this for years. So I can imagine your friends would be really frustrated with you for not releasing an album up until now. Why has it taken you so long to get to this point in your career?
I think musicians overall, like creative people, we always feel like what we're going to put out is not going to be good enough. And I always was writing music, and then eventually I said, okay, let's do this, let's put it out.
Tipping point, yeah.
Takes a while, though.
But you mentioned 2011, but let me take you back to 2009. Obviously, you sitting there with the guitar, putting pen to paper. How do you feel like that has prepared you for where you are right now? Obviously, releasing singles after singles, but also preparing you for a long time coming.
Yeah, like I said, it's something that it doesn't just happen overnight. You have to practice, you have to write, you have to become a musician, you have to really be somebody that can go out into the world and inspire people. So I try to do that with my music, and I'm so happy that I finally got to do these music videos. I mean, like, that gets you a bit of traction in music.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You've got to hit it on all fronts. You've got to stream. You've got to do the most.
Everything.
Hey, you've got to wear tight T-shirts. You've got anything you've got to do to celebrate.
I don't know what's happening anymore. I can't even... I have to buy shirts every week now.
It looks fantastic. When listening to the sound check just a moment ago, it's made me so excited to see you perform today, which is great. But there's like a bit of country flavour there. You know, I mentioned some of the influences that we know about. What has the creative process for this album been like, and how cool was it as a musician being able to stretch your legs fully and create this album?
That's a very good question. So being creative already is something that you need to be in a vibe for. You have to be like emotionally ready to do something proper. So when lockdown happened, I rewrote a new album.
Wow.
So, and I've been listening to a lot of country, I've been listening to a lot of pop stuff, and I try to combine the sound with the lyrics. And I think that's what you get from the good ones and Red Dress in particular.
Yeah, man, at radio ready as well.
Definitely.
Ready.
I'm going to say that one last time. It's been a long time coming.
You can say it a few more times.
And obviously, it's taken you a while to get to this point. Where to next? Where to next for John Neal?
Well, I really would love to release a sort of country pop album.
Oh, wow.
After
okay.
this.
Cool.
Get a lot of music videos out and then hit the road.
Yeah.
Tour.
Like this one.
It's the only way to do that. I just need a whole crew with me, just bring all the gear with, so I can just drive with that.
You can just get into your Cobra and just drive around.
I did that for 5 hours. It was so much fun. I got so sunburnt. That was beautiful.
Good romantic lead. You ticked all the boxes with this one. Absolutely.
Such a good friend of mine, Taryn. Beautiful.
Was that weird?
No. No, not at all.
No pressure, no pressure.
I love it. She's very good friend. She's a very, very good friend.
Yeah.
Your style of music, and maybe this is born out of what I've witnessed within the music industry over the last year. You know, you talk about redoing your album. So many artists we've interviewed have become introspective. They've redone, improved, honed their skill, and collaborated. We've seen partnerships within the South African music industry just explode. Who do you want to work with?
It's funny, I got this question, not this exact question, but a similar question the other day, and it really got me thinking. I've got a good friend, Rowan Ash. He's a local guy, and I think a lot of people know him. I would love to, at some point, collaborate with this oak. We've been friends for a little bit of time, so if you're listening,
Right.
Got my number.
Hit him up, DM.
Put it out there. Put it out there.
Hit him in the
Country.
DMs.
No pressure as well. Obviously, Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday. Do you have any plans for your
Have you
mama?
written a
My
song?
mom lives in George, but she was here for a whole week now, so I took her to the Silo Hotel.
Oh, nice.
Oh my word, that was so beautiful. It's on the rooftop. I played a show there, and it's sort of a pre-Mother's Day gift, and she went back to go work again, so...
You see, people like you make me sick because
you
you
know
can,
what?
you
That's what I
can
was
sing
gonna
a
say.
song for your mom. If I had to sing a song for my mother, she'd be left traumatized.
But she'd still love you.
She would have to because she's my mother. One last question. This is the most important question
Cool.
that we're going to ask you today. So I want you to really think seriously.
I don't know what the lotto numbers are.
Okay, damn it. What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Cartoon growing up.
Says a lot about a man, eh?
Yo, I feel like I've gotten so old I can't remember. Probably, what was that little two mice?
I remember.
Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain?
Yeah.
Good choice. What
I
are we
always
gonna
felt
do
like
today,
I was
Brain?
the Pinky because I was always asking questions when I was a kid, like why, how,
What are we doing
why?
with
And
it?
then everyone's like, no, we're going to take over the world. We got this. I'm like, okay, I'll be a musician.
Oh, buddy, I have a feeling you are going to take over the world,
Yes.
my
Cool.
friend.
It's
I
next
have a
level.
feeling when we're allowed to leave the country, you're going to be touring all over the place. And
Thank
people
you
are
so
going to
much.
love you, man.
It's a beautiful compliment. Thank you.
Now, you've got the goods, my friend. So let's see if our viewers have got the goods and how they felt about our post this morning.
Yeah.
So Liesl Hendricks saying, good morning, family. Mine would Defsby. Pepper Ann, she made me feel that nothing is impossible. And then obviously made me catch on nonsense too, but it was worth it. Hey, we all
Certainly.
did that. Very cute, Pepper Ann.
We have Anna Daput saying, the cartoon I used to and still watch is Cinderella's story, that happy ever after. Gives me hope that tells me no matter how my background looks like, but I can make my future brighter. I know we love that.
That's
Yay.
cool, yay.
Sunshine.
And then Katlejo Mokwena saying the Rugrats, I'm thinking Rugrats, maybe, typo, taught me to be adventurous and reach for your dreams. The Simpsons taught me that family is important. Oh, Courage the Cowardly Dog taught me that you must stand your ground, be brave and courageous. Katlejo, we might be the same person. I absolutely love that. So I'm torn here because Dragon Ball Z was like, I watched Dragon Ball Z religiously for a lot. I still watch it. I still love it.
Yeah, that was pretty addictive, though.
Yeah, man, there was something about
Now
it.
that you say that.
Hey,
Yeah.
like Vegeta, love it, man.
Yeah, so after school as well, there was just something about coming home, having like a slice of toast and watching Dragon Ball Z and then going out and doing like
2-minute noodles. 2-minute noodles.
just living your best
That's
life.
probably the way we lived, eh? 2-minute noodles and a slice of bread.
And a slice of bread, a dry bread. It had to be dry.
And once
That's
a week,
such good
slap chips
times.
on the way home, maybe,
Oh.
if you were lucky.
Yeah, that's lucky.
Absolutely no, but I'm going to do this for all the parents out there. I know a couple of cameramen are going to nod their heads. Moana. Absolutely brilliant. Now you're going to be singing the theme song for the rest of the day, but let us know on our social media pages, what cartoon did you grow up to? What cartoon laid down the framework for your character? We'd love to hear from you. So keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you, my friend. So you're going to be performing in just a moment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, team. It's 3 minutes to 7. Let's look at your national headlines. Health Minister Zweli Mkhize has confirmed that the deadly B1617 variant that's ravaging India has not been detected in SA. Mkhize called for calm following a reported case of a coronavirus detected in the KwaZulu-Natal patient who had recently traveled to India. Over 300,000 new COVID-19 cases are being reported daily in India, with thousands of deaths. Mkhize reassured citizens that there are no direct flights from India and that all ports of entry employ stringent containment procedures to minimize the importation of the virus. Meanwhile, the National Ports Authority has confirmed that 14 Filipino crew members on board a ship in Durban Harbour have tested positive for COVID-19. The vessel arrived from India on Sunday. This comes amid concerns around a COVID-19 infected traveller from India who recently entered SA. It's not yet known which variant of the virus they contracted. The vessel is currently under quarantine in Durban in line with COVID-19 regulations and under lockdown as part of COVID-19 protocols. And now moving to news abroad, Mexican authorities have promised a full investigation into the collapse of a metro overpass in Mexico City as questions mount over the line's safety. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said nothing would be hidden, while the mayor said an external company would be involved in the inquiry. The elevated track on Line 12 plummeted onto a road, killing at least 23 people and injuring 70. Concerns over possible structural failures have been raised since the line was inaugurated in 2012. And staying with news abroad, the Nigerian military has dismissed a suggestion that it should take over the running of the country given the current security problems. It was responding to a comment on television that Nigeria was, and I quote, on the brink of collapse, unquote, suggesting that the army should take charge of the country's states. Spokesperson Brigadier General Onyema warned that such action would be deemed treasonable. He added that the full wrath of the law would be brought to bear on any personnel found to collude with people having such an agenda. And now some news that one that did not get away. In fact, Rourke Hamilton of Overport in Durban firmly believes he unofficially battered a world record when he caught a dusky shark in Mpane on the Wild Coast, weighing in at 417 kilograms. It took him some 3 hours to land the giant of the deep. The shark was then tagged and released back into the waves, as he does with all his catches. By tagging, valuable scientific information is gathered for use by the Oceanographic Research Institute. Hamilton said world records for land-based catch of a dusky shark all stand at about 320 to 360 kilograms. He said he couldn't find anything online in the 400 kilogram category, specifically for land-based fishing. This makes it even more amazing. The shark wasn't hooked from a boat, but caught and landed from the shore. Hamilton said he needed to spend a few minutes in the water alongside the shark to ensure it was strong enough to swim off safely into the deep blue. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. A final update coming your way at 8 o'clock.
Thanks so much. So let's start with the bad news. First, from a tennis perspective and a South African perspective, tennis ace Lloyd Harris had to withdraw from the Madrid Open yesterday after struggling with an injury during his second-round clash against Australia's Alex de Minaur. The world number 23 now advances 6-3 love, and that was after Harris had to retire. The South African suffering a lower back injury during his first-round win in Madrid. De Minaur will now face reigning US Open champion Dominic Thiem after he beat American Marcos Giron in straight sets 6-1, 6-3 yesterday. The more bad news, unfortunately, on the cricket front, as the Indian Premier League has been suspended after there were more COVID-19 cases among the teams. Monday's fixture between the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and of course yesterday's fixture between the Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Mumbai Indians, all called off due to players testing positive for the virus. In a statement, the IPL said it had unanimously decided to postpone the season after an emergency meeting. Now, bringing it back home for football, dominating the headlines, Chakuma, Madzi Bandila, they've done it and look safe for now. They recorded a 2-1 win over Kaizer Chiefs. That was in their PSL clash at the Peter Mokaba Stadium last night. Goals by Thabo Rakale and Thabo Nyamane securing the victory for Vadao Vadamani. That moves them out of the relegation zone to 14th place on the log. The Amakosi currently occupying 9th place in the league standings. Then there's one PSL fixture today and an important one for Mamelodi Sundowns, our defending champions, as they face Maritzburg United at 3 p.m. Every 3 points now essential in the run into the end of the season. Well, they've also done it finally after almost half a century. Manchester City have advanced to the UEFA Champions League final. That was after they beat Paris Saint-Germain at the Etihad Stadium. Pep Guardiola's side edging out a 10-man PSG after a brace by Riyad Mahrez made it 2-0 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate. So City ending a 51-year wait to appear in a European final. And in that final, they will face either Spanish giants Real Madrid or fellow Premier League club Chelsea, who have had an incredible turnaround in that final. The Blues hosting Los Blancos at Stamford Bridge at 9 p.m. tonight, one not to miss. And staying with football headlines, Jose Mourinho has been named as the new Roma manager starting from next season. The 58-year-old was, of course, sacked by English Premier League club Tottenham Hotspur, surprisingly, last month. And the special one will now replace Paulo Fonseca at Roma and is contracted to remain with the three-time Serie A champions for the next 3 years. That's where we leave our sport headlines for now. We'll touch on them again at 8 o'clock. But right now, a great opportunity to see how the skies look in your neck of the woods.
Thank thank you, G, for that sports update, but also thank you to all of you that took the time to share your sunrise photos with us this morning. We really do love seeing how you start your day. Now, super fan Josephine Pickstone shared this beautiful photo with a view overlooking parts of Cape Town. Absolutely stunning. Another regular, Ntokozo Theo Makatini from Johannesburg, shared this beautiful morning with the sky scattered with clouds given a glow by the rising sun. And of course, if you would like to share your sunrise photos with us, it really is so simple. All you have to do is head on over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your photo and location with us. And who knows, you might be featured right here. Now, of course, we can't forget our growing international audience who tune in daily via YouTube and the Africa channel. Now, located in the French Riviera on the southeast coast of France on the Mediterranean Sea at the foot of the Alps, Nice is the second largest French city on the Mediterranean coast. Now, Nice experiences hot summers and due to its latitude is one of the warmest Mediterranean climates. However, today will be windy and a little warmer with times of sunshine and clouds, and the maximum will be 23 degrees Celsius today, so enjoy that beautiful weather. In other news, the UK Office for National Statistics says shifts in personal behaviour and corporate attitudes could mean that the UK, post-lockdown, will value and interact with nature on a much greater scale than before the COVID-19 pandemic. This as data confirmed that nature and green spaces have been a big comfort during lockdown. Now, more than 40% of people interviewed said nature, wildlife and visiting local green spaces have been even more important to their well-being since the coronavirus restrictions began. On the flip side, though, lockdown has also highlighted social inequalities that exist in access to private green spaces such as gardens. Now, researchers from Cardiff University and Cardiff Metropolitan University have confirmed that people with a garden and a park nearby were more likely to say they were feeling calm, peaceful and had much more energy compared to those with no access to a garden or living further away from a green space. And we love to hear that. Right now, here is a second look at the temperatures for today. We kick it off with Polokwane. Do expect a low of 10 today, peaking at 25 degrees. For you, Umbumbela, expect a range of 13 to 29. If you're out and about in Pretoria, your low is 10 with a high of 24. For you, Johannesburg, it is a low of 7 and a high of 21. Mahikeng, 7:24. Klerksdorp, 6:24. Kimberley, for you, it is 9:24. Sunshine coming your way. And for Bloemfontein, it ranges from 4 to 23. If you're out and about in Richards Bay, do expect a low of 16 and a high of 27. And for you, Pietermaritzburg, it ranges from 10 to 28 today. South Africa's playground, Durban, ranges from 17 to 26. Mthatha, 10:27. East London coming through with a low of 16 and a high of 24, and then Craddock coming through with a low of 10 and a high of 25. Gqeberha, 16:22. George, rain is coming your way with a 67% chance of rain with a range of 15 to 20. The mother city, Cape Town, rain is also coming your way with a low of 14, peaking at 19. Worcester, 11:22. Sutherland, 4:18. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington ranges from 13 to 28. Of course, wherever you find yourself on this Wednesday, make sure to keep it locked right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, just like the days, no two sunrises are ever the same. That was according to Jonathan P. Lummis, an American author who was born in 1974, interestingly enough.
Young man.
Yeah, completely true, man. Completely true. And that's why I think we love starting our day with your sunrise picture. So thank you so much to the regular contributors, those that are stepping out. You take amazing photos. So thank you so much for that.
And I really enjoy seeing them. They are absolutely beautiful. Some of them should
Inspiring.
really be screensavers. That is how stunning they are.
Book. That's what I'm going to do. When my tenure here at Expresso is finished, I'm going to do a sunrise coffee table book that has every sunrise that we have ever seen, and it'll be amazing. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been asking you guys to send us your best #Nespresso sunrise photos to stand a chance of winning a Nespresso travel mug, and the response has been, to be honest, a little overwhelming.
It has really been incredible. So on Friday, we received this awesome message from one of our very first #Nespresso sunrise winners, Hannes Bosman, with some photos of his recent fishing trip. Now, we've actually got Hannes on the line this morning. Good morning, Hannes.
Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Graham. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. Good to see you again. Like, you just can't stop rubbing it in, bro. First, it's the beach that you walk on every morning, and now it's your new travel mug, and then it's fishing. It looks awesome, buddy. I think there are a lot of people out there going like, oh, man, what am I doing with my life? I need to be like Hannes. What was the fishing expedition like, and did you catch anything?
Look at that.
Wow, Graham, it was something out of this world. It's definitely a tick off my bucket list. It's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. The weather was amazing. The charter service was amazing. Yeah, I mean, the guys just went out of their way to make it happen, and it's something I'll never forget. And I had my awesome travel mug with me, so
I was going to ask, did your coffee stay warm?
It did, indeed, yeah. I think I only opened it, I poured it, my fiance poured it at 3:30 in the morning before I left, and I opened it about 9, and it was perfect.
Oh,
I told you, these things last the whole day.
Yeah. Hannes, I know you're coming from, you live in Gordons Bay right now. Where did you go fishing, and what did you catch? Did you catch anything?
Well, we went out to get some tuna fishing, so we went 40 miles on the other side of Sea Point towards the canyon.
Oh, nice.
On a boat with Ocean Life Charters. They took us all the way in there. We were on the water for about 13 hours, and eventually, just before sunset, 5:15 in the afternoon, we managed to get stuck on 2 nice big tunas.
Wow.
So yes, it was an amazing trip.
And that'll feed you for the rest of the year, man. That's amazing. I see you've been hard at work, kind of displaying your hard, difficult life. You've captured some more beautiful sunrise pictures as well. I'm glad that you've been using that opportunity. You mentioned your fiance. Was that the first person you shared your first cup of coffee in your travel mug with?
Absolutely. She couldn't wait to get me hooked up with a nice hot cup of coffee.
Oh, she sounds like the best fiance.
Dude, I love the fact that we're like voyeurs into your life, bro, that we've somehow been able to connect with you. I'm so chuffed that you are our first winner, because you do take an incredible photo, and I'm glad you're living your best life. Now, please stop rubbing it in, dude. The rest of us have to work every morning, okay?
Well, next time you're going to have to come with.
I'll take up on that offer. Yes, please. I've never been out on a fishing vessel to go catch fish.
A fishing vessel. She's even using the official terms. Hannes, you're a gem, my friend. Keep living the good life. Great to connect with you again.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, there we go. That's Hannes Bosman, one of our first Nespresso Sunrise winners. And just a quick reminder that the Nespresso Sunrise competition, it closes today at noon.
Get on it.
So post those sunrise photos on Expresso's social media competition posts to stand a chance to win your very own Nespresso travel mug, just like Hannes. And remember to include that hashtag Nespresso Sunrise. Some T's and C's are available, and those can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
See how good Hannes's life became when he entered the competition? You could have the same. Your life could turn around.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso. What else?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yay! Yay!
I wish it was Mother's Day for children too.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you can keep all of this
Maybe I
because
should
Mom's
just have a
so
baby
far
so I
away.
can
She
have
can't
Mother's
get
Day.
it. Can't get it. When you look into your mother's eyes, you know that it is the purest love you can find on this earth. And whether your mom likes things old school or loves to try something new, Woolies have got you covered with some tasty Mother's Day treats that I think will make anyone feel so special.
Now, the only question is, what kind of mom is she? Is she a softie, a foodie, or a chocolate friend? We need to find out. Jamie, I feel like we need to start with you. What type of mom is yours?
You guys clearly saw my mom earlier on. Patricia Domberg is a softie. She's a cutie. You just want to hug her. She's everything. So that's why in my little bundle of gifts for her is I got a cutie pie. Because she's such a cutie pie. But I got some other stuff as well. I'm going to show you guys. So I got her this macadamia nut and cranberry nougat. It's made with locally sourced macadamia nuts. It's badger friendly, honey, and free-range eggs. Of course, it is handcrafted in small batches by a local community using time-honored techniques. It is just so absolutely stunning. Why are you coming closer? You trying to steal Patricia's stuff?
I love nougat so much you don't understand.
And then I also got her this rose-flavored Turkish delights. Look at that. Enrobed in milk chocolate, locally produced as well. Again, in small batches. Love everything.
Coming up.
Go away from me, Gigi. And then, actually, you know what? Luca can't buy me anything, so we're going to have to share this as well. And then I got this as well, handcrafted vanilla-flavored fudge. Look at this. The secret is that it is made with condensed milk, fresh cream, and butter. 3 of Patricia Domberg's favorite things.
We're craving foods. Your mom and I might be made from the same stuff. We might be the same person.
Oh, I love this picture of you and your mom. Aww. You can definitely see you, Patricia's daughter.
Twinning. You are cutie pie, Patricia, but this is for both of us because Luca can't buy me anything so far. So now you get to show me a bit.
I've got some beautiful stuff here, and I like my mom to feel a little bit zhuzh. Like I already went to the hind, and that's a real word. Zhuzh is a real word. I wanted to feel special. My mom is a little bit of a foodie, and she's a bit of a traditionalist. She likes the old favorites, and we've had those kind of recipes and things that have stuck around in our family, and she makes them so well. But I think foodies young and old will love what I've chosen for her. She loves shortbread. She loves brittle, and that's something that she's passed on to me. So look, I'm going to admit that a lot of these things we both like. Okay, but no, that was the first. She taught me to buy a good gift for someone. If you love it, chances are she's going to love it. And that was the moment that she met Georgia, guys. You don't understand.
That is
so beautiful. So for my mom, I've got, we've got pecan fudge shortbread, and it's amazing. It's fingers made with butter, with pecan nuts, with fudge, right in the heart of the Boerland. It's traditional and it's amazing. I love the introduction of fudge there. Then I've got very traditional, the butter shortbread, made by people from the community in the Boerland as well. They make smaller batches. They use completely locally sourced ingredients. They bake slowly. They are hand-packed, and my mother loves that. She loves to know that she's feeding a sustainable kind of business model, that she's supporting communities. That's so much up her alley. And this is like the guilty treat, okay? I can only handle one, okay? This is one of her favorite things ever. Millionaire's shortbread squares. Butter shortbread topped with a layer of caramel and chocolate ganache. Just get out, look at that. I know.
Yeah, like.
Ooh, okay, and then this is definitely my favorite, Yana. This is absolutely amazing. Almond and cranberry brittle, and it's got the sign on that says new.
It's
new. You've never seen it before. Crunchy almond and cranberry brittle drizzled with dark chocolates. This is the one that she's going to give to me. She does that. That's what she does.
It's not Father's Day.
No, but that's what she does.
It's not yet Father's Day.
She has great joy in being generous. That's how she expresses herself.
Well, I definitely got my sweet tooth from my mom, and my mom's one of those chocolatey moms. She feels chocolate counts as a separate food group, and she has a secret stash that we all know about. It's in the house, and she loves all chocolates that's got some hazelnut to it. So for my mom, I decided I'm going to spoil her with some decadent chocolate. So I've got 2 boxes here. The first one is the chocolate decadence. It's locally produced with 31% cocoa solids. And of course, it's got all the yummy bits here. It's got the coffee decadence, the orange truffle, milk millionaire. I'm just reading some of them because she'll need to unravel each and every one of them. There's an orange truffle in here.
Oh, wow.
I love this. 200 grams of yumminess. And of course, I also got her the milk dark and white chocolate selection, also locally produced with 31% cocoa solids. And this one's got her favorite in it. She loves the caramel fudge as well as the dark ganache. So really, really some yummy things in here. And then, because she's the chocolate person in our house, I also got her some of this dark chocolate salted caramel truffles, which is also locally produced chocolates, 57% cocoa. And I got her this one that's quite similar too, but this is the dark chocolate, cherries soaked in liqueur.
After dinner. That's for how you round off the day.
I know.
She's going to be living her best life.
No,
in the
I haven't
world.
eaten today, and I'm actually, this is painful.
That's for your mom.
This is amazing.
That's for mom.
Is it though?
Yes,
Is
mom.
it though? Oh, these are absolutely beautiful. So I think our mothers are going to be very happy, okay?
She doesn't need 4 boxes of chocolate.
Exactly.
No,
You
hold on.
understand what I'm saying, girl? You understand what I'm saying? So yesterday we asked you to please share your personal Mother's Day messages on our social media pages, along with the hashtag Woolies Mother's Day. Now it's time for you to revel in the congratulations of our Woolies 1,000 Rand gift card winner.
Can we get a drum roll, please?
Yes, we can.
I can't use both hands.
Congratulations, Gail Williams. Happy shopping. That 1,000 Rand voucher is yours. Gail posted the following message for her mom saying, "Happy Mother's Day to my best friend, my role model and my pillar of strength. I truly appreciate you and can't thank you enough for everything you have done for me. I love you with all of my heart." How special.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, of course, for you at home, you still stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card too. Just share your personal Mother's Day message on our Twitter, Facebook or Instagram competition post with the hashtag Woolies Mother's Day. Now, of course, the competition closes at 9 a.m. today. And those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Okay, maybe I should keep one more box for myself too, like this one.
Dear Mum.
I love you.
Thank you for always being the Mbokodo that you are.
Listen, from spoiling our Mother's Day to Eid, this next recipe might be just for you.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
The celebration of Eid al-Fitr is around the corner, and as we bring you some inspiration to mark this special occasion, it goes without saying that the food served will be nothing short of delicious. Just like our Clover classic curried prawns, it makes for the perfect starter to a wonderful Eid celebration feast. And Ilam is showing us just how beautiful it all comes together. Ilam, so good to have you with us this morning.
Yeah, nice to see you again, Jamie.
We were speaking about it earlier, and 3 weeks has passed since the fast. Obviously, there's a lot of preparation going to what foods, how we're going to lay the table and everything. But this curried prawn starter sounds like amazing. It just sounds amazing.
It smells amazing, and it's so easy to make. So I actually want to show you how to make this because it's really super quick. So we're going to start off putting some Clover Classic into our pan, maybe about 2 tablespoons.
Was I saying the name correctly? Eid al-Fitr?
Yes.
Eid al-Fitr?
Yes.
Eid al-Fitr, yeah. Butter. So we got the butter going in there.
The butter going in.
Are we pan-searing the prawns first?
We're actually going to add these last.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh.
So to actually make the sauce first.
This is just...
Is it too high?
Yeah, a little bit hot.
Is that what we want? We want the butter to stick to us.
Okay, so I'm adding the onions and the coriander, the curry leaves in. And remember, when you add your spices, always do your spices first so that, you get more flavor out of them.
That's why I was confused. if you were going to do the prawns first and make the sauce after.
Yeah.
But so the trick here is to do your sauce first so that all that spices marinade.
Yes.
And then garlic.
And then all of that flavor can actually kind of impart into the sauce. And prawns don't take long to cook at all. So they actually only take about 6 minutes. So that's why we're going to add these in last. So once I've done my onion and my curry leaves, I'm going in with some coriander seeds and some cumin. And you know, those two are like best friends.
Same WhatsApp, same Telegram group.
Yeah. And ginger and garlic, another two who just love each other. And then we're going to add some garam masala and some chili powder.
Ilam, you know what? COVID really spoiled everything for me because usually I would invite myself to people's house and be like, bring me barakat, please bring me something. But I know with COVID, obviously, it's going to be very small, very intimate.
Yeah.
But maybe like you can bring me like just a Tupperware baki of this.
Of course.
What are you making? Is this going to be,
for sure.
Is this going to be on the menu for you?
You know, prawns are always special because they're such a treat to have. So I think, yeah, definitely, I would put prawns on my menu.
Yay!
I'm adding my tomatoes in. And what you want to do is you actually want your tomato to cook down and to soften. So, you know, if you've got any big pieces of tomato, just let them break up. And then once you can't kind of see the tomatoes anymore, then you can add your prawns and your yogurt. So you can see this is already looking really nice and saucy, and it's smelling really good. So we're actually going to add the yogurt.
That's going in there as well. Perfect. I'm sure you could use cream as well, but the yogurt obviously adds that nice balance of flavor as well, the creamy texture to it.
And I think cream, you know, prawns are rich as it is. So the yogurt actually it's a nice balance. And then you can see we've got this lovely sauce. And now we're going to add our prawns.
And I see you went on with the shell still on. Why is that? Is there any specific reason?
So, you know, when you're cooking prawns, if you cook them with the shell off, I feel like they actually lose some of their flavor. And whereas when you cook them with the shell on, they just, you know, all of those juices and everything just ends up being like retained in the shell. Plus, there's nothing, I don't know, more fun than like sucking all the juice.
I was going to say that too. There's nothing more satisfying than sitting at the table and literally just opening it up and like listening to all the stories, especially around like an Eid table, where like everyone's sharing just like growing up and then opening it up and just having that burst of flavor in your mouth.
And you know, you don't need to be shy. Like, it's not pretty, but it's delicious.
It's definitely not date food kind of a thing. You don't want to be sitting there and like feeling the shells.
Yeah.
But definitely if you're surrounded with family, A for away. So the lemon is good.
And just a like squeeze of lemon. And then you can add some like chopped coriander, and then serve it with, you know, some papa, some rice, whatever sides that you want. And, you know, like you were saying, because it's COVID, it's a little bit different this year. So I find this is really nice to do in like a small bowl. Like everyone can get their own little, you know, starter or...
Stunning.
Yeah, it's really just so easy to make.
Inspiration for Eid coming your way. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find the recipe. I wish I could try this though, because I don't think that it is TV friendly, because I'm not trying to suck prawns on live TV. Oh no, I'm not doing that. But it smells amazing and definitely some inspiration for you, Ilam. It is amazing.
You're welcome.
And now you get to try that too.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us and sticking around. It's been an amazing show and it's time to get inspired. The Challengers Club is a space that is for shared opinions and perspectives of success, a meeting point for creative visionaries and social entrepreneurs alike. I love the sound of that. And we are joined this morning by Barateng Mia, the CEO of Girl Hype and beneficiary of the Challengers Club. She is one of their proud new advocates, and Kelly Johnson, marketing manager of Glenfiddich. Ladies, welcome to the show. You look gorgeous, both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Maybe, Kelly, I must start with you. Set the scene for us. What is the Challengers Club?
So we started the Challengers Club in 2019. And what it was actually just a series of experiential events at that time. And we found a real opportunity to bring together mavericks or people that represented our brand and our opinion. We brought them together through conversations, roundtable discussions. And really what we tried to do is we actually tried to start a movement. And I think the 2019 really indicated to us that South Africa is so full of inspiring individuals who collectively can come together and actually make a difference, regardless of what it is. So the Challengers Club started that way, and obviously COVID happened. So we moved into 2021 with a new perspective. And the perspective for us was really about trying to understand how we bring those same individuals together, but we use the voices of social entrepreneurs this time around. Through the likes of Barateng and other people, we were able to now start talking about conversations that were relevant to South Africa and all the societal challenges that we're facing.
Because there is an opportunity there.
Absolutely.
There is an opportunity. It's not about charity anymore. It's not about corporate social responsibility anymore. It's about activating that mass. I love that. So what was the big outcome from this year's activation in the midst of all this COVID craziness?
Yeah, so I think what we are doing is that really the campaign is actually still underway. We are moving into the final stages of the campaign. It's actually the most crucial part of the campaign. And I think for us, really, if we want to look at what the outputs are, what does success look like for us? As a brand, we want to move from a space of just not only just inspiring through conversations, but actually start facilitating and enabling some change. And I think we are going to be an advocate of that change, but we use, the people like Barateng to actually start making a change. And it really is about becoming a movement. So for us, seed capital, being able to facilitate change and to be able to inspire and bring our brand purpose to life is what we want to do.
And bringing it to life is this a very proud business owner. Barateng, congratulations on winning the challenge.
Thank you.
What was your proposed solution to the challenge? Hashtag local is digital education. How did you approach that?
I think I thought about myself, how I got into tech and what was the challenges I faced and what wasn't being available in the market at the moment. And one of the things is that most people learn technical skills, which is like digital skills, through English, and English is their second language. So people are challenged with technical language and English, and how do we remove that barrier and make sure that everybody get to know tech and participate in the digital economy.
So how have you done that? Who is, am I saying right? Buzza.
Buza.
So who exactly is it targeted at? And how are you wanting, now that you've got this platform and this massive shot in the arm, where do you want to take it?
I think everyone who really wants to polish their skills, technical skills, and anyone who wants to be employable in future, because we want it to be practical. Anything that you learn in short snippets of 5 to 10 minutes, you should be able to improve a skill on something. And anyone who wants employable skills, because there's a very high rate of unemployment, can go there, learn a skill, take a long journey or a short journey on a skill path.
I'm so glad that you've said it's going to be practical, because I think that's the biggest gap now, is taking a person from that space of introducing them to the market to actually making them employable. And we know after this last year, now more than ever, unemployment is an absolute peak. Kelly, what was it about this idea and about Barateng that kind of you latched? Because I'm sure you had some amazing entries. What was it about her that grabbed you?
I think Barateng just really encapsulates everything that the brand stands for. I mean, she is powerful in her own rights, she's humble, but at the same time, I think she's a force to be reckoned with. So I think her track record was very easy for us to decide that she was the person, and we're so happy that she won the challenge. So now onwards and upwards in terms of supporting her.
So what does that mean? What are you going to do?
So really now, as we move into the final stage, we will be hosting a very prestigious whiskey auction, which will happen on the 27th of May. Obviously, follow us on our social pages as well as our website to find out more about that, because we will unpack those details. But whether you are a collector or somebody that just wants to get involved in this fantastic cause, I think it's so practical. You know, contact us, get involved. It really is a joint venture between ourselves, social entrepreneurs like Barateng. It's a South African solution, but it has the potential to make us very, very globally competitive.
No, I love that. I love you. You come across all sweet, but I would imagine in the right context, I think you're a killer. I love it. Any platform that is there to not just promote social entrepreneurs, but give them the tools and the strategic network to be able to activate these amazing ideas, that is truly brilliant. So enjoy it.
Thank you.
I hope you make millions through the auction and that you get millions. But I have a feeling that's on the cards here. As Kelly said, there is an opportunity to support local business. And if you're a collector, maybe just pick up a superb bottle of whiskey.
Now, most of us are aware that the quickest and safest way for us to see the COVID-19 pandemic out is to achieve herd immunity by getting vaccinated. However, African countries will not have enough doses to vaccinate at least 60% of their populations, which is needed for at least for the continent to defeat the pandemic this year. Up to 49 million more Africans may be pushed into extreme poverty in 2021, and that's due to the global crisis. The worldwide organization that encourages social action by uniting change agents, that's Global Citizen, they have embarked on a campaign which will hopefully result in a total of more than tens of millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses being committed to lower income countries and funds granted to fully finance the ACT Accelerator with a special focus on the COVAX program. As always, Global Citizen is uniting the world's biggest stars to bring attention to this important campaign with their Vax Live concert, and the weekend's action is being brought exclusively to Mzansi with a special broadcast right here on S3. That's on Sunday, the 9th of May at 9:30 p.m. Hosted by Selena Gomez, it has been chaired by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, and will feature performances and appearances by Jennifer Lopez, the Foo Fighters, J Balvin, Chrissy Teigen, Gayle King, and our very own Nomzamo Mbata, and many, many more. Now open up to S3 to educate and to be educated and entertained by the world's best.
Exciting
awesome.
stuff.
Well done to S3 for getting on top of that, and well done to everyone for spreading that message. We need to get vaccinated, but there is a massive disparity between how Africa and the emerging world can deal with this and what's going on in the US and in Europe. So hopefully this will spark that change. But now we're going to have a little bit of fun and talk success and money. Mama. And I want Zoe's opinion, because what I've loved about this segment is everyone has had a completely different approach, and it says a lot about you. So we want it all, hey? We want it all. We want money and we want success. It's that time of the morning to talk cash and see what everyone is thinking in another round of Would You Rather? Dun, dun, dun. So here is the scenario this morning, ladies, and I want you to think honestly about this. Don't just give me the kind of PC answer, but I really want your honest answer. You've inherited a house from your family. It's yours, it's free, the bond is paid off, it's your asset. Would you rather sell it and make a large amount of money, or B, rent it out and earn a passive income?
I'll go first. Definitely B. I like the idea of earning a passive income. You can always sell it further along the line, but property is one of those investments that goes up in value, so I'll definitely hold on to it.
And if the market's really good and you can score 4.5 million rand,
rent.
Hey? Someone said to you, listen, the house worth 4.6 million.
That's interesting. Depending what my financial circumstances at that point, if I needed that 4.6 million at that point and my family also needed it, maybe I'd buy it and then give it to every person in my family.
You're so generous.
Maybe
I
no,
wouldn't
maybe
like
you use it to pay off debt and
100%.
loan, overdraft, credit card.
For sure. I love what you mentioned, that passive income. I do think that is much the better solution. But what about you, G?
I'd move into the house.
Okay.
And live for free.
And then rent out a room.
I don't know. I suppose because I'm in this like entrepreneurial state of mind, I'm kind of feeling like, capital is something that I can really turn into greater wealth at the moment. So I'm a bit more aggressive than Zoe in my approach in terms of the income that I can earn. But it's an interesting one. I think I'd have to go for advice. I would have to talk to a lot of people and the rest of my family to get their sage-like advice. But, oh man, I'd love to see what you guys have to say about that. And you can have a look at our social media pages with us right now and see where people's minds are leaning towards.
Okay, we have Alzon Mayer saying A would be great because then it could be a deposit or even enough money for a dream home. Then kind of B2 so that you have an extra monthly income. So going a bit with...
You're sitting on the fence, man. Come on.
Definitely over there.
Gloria says B because it's an investment and legacy. I like that aspect to holding on to the home. Nomfundo says, definitely B, I'm secured for life with renting it out. That's true.
It's true. It's a tough one, yeah. I'm still tempted towards getting the cash.
Should we look at some of the other comments that came through? Wanda says, B, earn and passive income. COVID has taught me that it is very, very important to have a passive income. And Umfundo says, we just read that one, but she also, just to reiterate, says, definitely B, I'm secured for life with renting it out. Cheryl also says, definitely B, it will be an investment in the long run.
You're spoiling the party. Come on, boo.
Are you the only one going for A?
Yeah, I think
and
so,
Jamie?
man.
I'm a draadsitter.
Yeah. She's option C. I'm B.
Option C, moving in. Just moving in and then living for free. That's the idea. Awesome stuff, man. Well, no matter how you choose to manage your money, make sure that you are making informed decisions and always thinking long term, according to your plan, because it's your money and it's your house. You can do what you want with it.
Ultimate accessory, the latest shiny thing, mesmerized. Trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're supposed to jam with me, JP. It's your song.
Jamming internally. I swear. It's only the makeup holding this up at this point.
Okay, so JP is still asleep, but we're about to wake him up by talking movie trailers that have released, or in fact, the ones that he wants to bring to our attention.
Yes.
I have to warn you, I watched all of them. They're a little bit on the dark side, so JP, is everything okay at home?
I chopped up the scary stuff. I did. Tell me about you. Why do you have this, irrational fear you just told me of people sneaking up?
Okay. Let's first unpack the first movie trailer. My heart can't beat unless you tell it to, and there's something dark
Zoe, you
to
have
this.
a better line than that. Oh, it's the title. Sorry, if anyone says that to you, they're a cheeseball and you should back out facing them, especially facing them because you have a weird fear of people sneaking up on you.
Yeah,
Do not play on this, please.
No, I just have this irrational fear of being betrayed, but that comes from it stems from trust issues. But we're focusing on the movie at hand.
Lie down on the couch. Tell us more. So it starts out with just seeming like a family drama, just seeming like people who have trust issues of their own. The lady at this point is saying, do you know what it cost us to get that blood? So you're not just in a family drama. It is clearly some sort of horror thing going on. They're siblings, this brother and sister who care for a younger sibling. Yes, that part that Zoe just flinched for dramatically.
So are they going out killing people so that the younger brother can get blood?
Yes, because it's not clear entirely from the trailer that he's a vampire. He's obviously got some sort of... Well, he's desperately ill. We know that much. Is it just in his head? The older brother is starting to wonder that, for example. But the sister is just adamant, let's just do the job. It's ugly, no one likes it, but we got to do it. The older brother, however, wants out and wants to find another way. So as well as being wrapped up, chopped out all the scary parts, you're just remembering from when you watched the uncensored trailer. And whatever your weird fears are about baseball bats and people being behind you, do not do that to the poor child. That's believe. So yeah, no date for it in SA just yet, but the stuff is so interesting and people are already calling this director a new vision in horror. It's great to see like people coming out doing when we have stuff like Saw on like number 17 at this point, or The Conjuring getting like the third or fourth one. Those are great and those are fun.
This is fresh and new. It's different.
Fresh and yeah, freaky is.
I mean, if you can make the jump during a trailer, job well done.
So yeah, Zoe will not be watching, but
and there's no official release date for South Africa
this is
just yet.
indie. It's low budget. It's cost no money for them to make at all, but apparently it's really well acted and, as you can see, pretty tense. Must build up to a head because also what's great about it is like you get these like this character's not necessarily clearly evil.
No.
He's just like, I need to survive, and that almost makes it scary in its own way.
You almost have you get some empathy for them. But we're now going to move on to the next movie. I did say empathy, yes.
No,
we now move on to Siberia.
Yeah, every selection of movies I made this week.
Dark today.
They're totally weird. This is Abel Ferrara, and if you know that name of that director, he's weird as all heck. Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel is the one that he's most known for. But what I appreciate about some directors is if they want to achieve their own vision, she's already flinching. There's nothing there.
Do not take me to a scary movie. I'm the one that will scream the loudest in the cinema. I won't make it a pleasant experience.
This is a tourism promo for Siberia. Why wouldn't you want to go there? Look at those pretty wolves who are probably going to eat off Willem Dafoe's face. Willem Dafoe, I love seeing him at the front of the movies. Last thing we saw him obviously was with Vampire Boy, whatever his name is, in The Lighthouse. So great to see that he's been given the spotlight. Usually he's always given side roles. He's always like a specialist sort of side character, and he's great at that. But nice to see him front and center. Siberia, I've read 3 descriptions of this, and no one knows what to call it. One description was like, it's an exploration of the language of dreams. And then another description of the movie starts with, so a dead man is trying to find answers.
Oh my God.
Abel Ferrara is weird, and like I said, I love this. If a director has his own way of wanting to do things, and he's not trying to make that end game money, he knows it's not going to, like, you know, bring home the bank. Then if he's sticking true to his own vision, or she's sticking true to her own vision, and he's got the support of an actor as great as Willem Dafoe, you know you're on something maybe not special, but totally weird. Siberia, no date for it in SA just yet, but try and watch weird things once in a while.
You know what? That is the theme for today's trailers. It's all weird. Let's move on to the last one that you brought for us.
And in a bland old golf shirt telling you about weird trailers. Magaluf Ghost Town is actually... you wouldn't think it's a documentary from watching it. I don't know if you had the chance to see the trailer, because I know you're very busy on the show. But Magaluf in real life, if I'm even saying the name correctly, is a town, like a resort town in Mallorca island.
It's known for its parties and all kinds of bad things.
Okay, I don't even know the juicy bits of it. Maybe you know more than I do. But apparently, like, tabloids go there and they just show the raucousness and the complete villainy of tourists. Only 4,000 people in this town, and they have to deal yearly with 1 million tourists.
Sure.
Who are there for the purpose-built cheap booze. And even if you look on the Wikipedia page of Fish and Chips...
They get slushy drunk.
If you look at the Wikipedia page, it promises like cheap fish and chips. So it's all Brits who want to get slosh drunk is the scientific term that you used for it. But it's a documentary, yet it feels as haunting as Siberia. It feels as haunting as my heart can't beat unless you tell it to, about the locals dealing with what all we see is the front page of the tabloids of people misbehaving and all that kind of stuff. But what are these local lives like? There's this weird tension between depending on the money that tourism brings, but also wanting all of this to be over. And now it's especially a ghost town during COVID. Is tourism a good thing? Hey, maybe these are good questions to ask. Magaluf to Ghost Town is probably the documentary to do the job.
There
no
we
dating
go.
essay.
Okay, well, JP Sebastian's not going anywhere. The one thing I am hoping for, just tell me, are you bringing more better trailers?
It's
more
all
exciting?
cheerful. Spies
More cheerful,
executing each
some
other in the
rom-com,
next one. I'm sorry.
Nothing creepy, slashy, people being hit over the head.
The entirety of Mexico City being overthrown by an uprising of
Okay,
underclass.
JP Sebastian will be back.
Apologies.
I like the dark stuff. Maybe we're just different. Maybe we are strange. Maybe those movies appeal to us, and I love the fact that JP is giving them a platform. But right now, let's get down to business. Okay, maybe you have been selected as the family member who is going to be hosting the Eid celebration next week. No pressure. Only the whole family is depending on you. You certainly don't want to miss out on our flavoursome Eid ul-Fitr celebration menu, and the feasts typically consist of very elaborate dishes, and Ilham is here to share her, get the sound of this, kebabs in saffron yogurt sauce. Recipe inspiration this morning. This is an exciting time because it's meaningful food.
It is, and you know, in my family, like, this is my grandmother's recipe,
really?
So it means like a lot to me to be able to make it. But now this year I'm going to be making it for her, so I guess that's like a bit stressful.
Is it the first time that you've had to take that mantle on?
No, actually, so for the past few years, ever since I got married, I've been, you know, having my
Thanks
family
to your
over
hungry husband.
Yeah, you know, we have everyone over for breakfast, and it's such a nice time to enjoy with everyone.
So there are a few steps to the process here. I'm going to help you however I can, but get us started.
Okay, so it does look like a lot, but I promise it's not that hard.
Quite simple.
So I'm just going to ask you to start squeezing the water out of our bread, because we need to make our kebab mixture.
Okay.
So, you know, you can use beef mince or ostrich mince. It's up to you, like, it depends. And then I'm going to add a whole lot of spices in here, which is what makes it so delicious. And, you know, this dish is not, it's not a strong dish, it's not hot, it's actually very mild. So, you know, you've got the flavors of the saffron, the tomato, the yogurt, so it's actually quite a mild dish. Thanks, Graham.
Nice balance. I've tried to get it as...
I'll just put that in here.
It is. Why do you wet the bread?
So the bread actually acts as a binder. And it helps the mixture to bind together.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go in with my hands, because I think that's that is the easiest thing. So you want this mixture to be quite fine. So if you've got a food processor, it's actually really easy to you know, stick everything in there.
And I suppose you want things to be nice and liberally mixed through, so there's no kind of clumps in.
So it's really easy if you just have a food processor to just stick everything in there.
And I suppose ultimately you want the bread to kind of permeate through the entire mixture so that it can bind and all stays together beautifully. Uniformity.
So we've got, as you've noticed, there's no eggs in here to bind. So we're using the bread as a binder.
Okay.
And then the onions also kind of act as a binder as well. So this is a very soft kebab mixture.
Okay.
So you can either roll it into balls, or because it's Eid, I kind of like to get it into like a little Sikh kebab shape. So it's just slightly...
I think it looks great like that.
Slightly longer, than a round... you know, sort of like a round shape. And then all we're going to do is we're going to fry our kebabs in some olive oil. So while these fry, I'm just going to keep on making them. So once you've got like a shape like this, you know, you can just fry it.
So you've got the clover olive pie in there, but it's a hot pan. I suppose like any meat dish, you want to caramelize the outside. You want to seal that flavor in.
Yeah, and it's like I said, because it's quite a mild dish. The sauce is quite mild, so you know you want that. Plus, just for the look, you want, you know, that kind of like caramelized outside. And then, Graham, can I actually ask you to...
I'm ready. I'm doing it.
Peel the tomato for me.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've just taken a tomato and we've scored it, and that's just that, and we've put it in some boiling water.
Cool.
Yeah, and blanched it. So that just makes it easier, easier to peel.
The peel just like really comes off. Cool.
Yeah, it just comes off, and then we're going to put that in a blender, and that's going to be the base for our sauce. So our sauce is actually really simple. It's only like 4 ingredients. So we've just got tomato, yogurt, saffron, and then the chili flakes. And what's great about this recipe is that you can actually make this, you know, beforehand. So, you know, with Eid, it's so busy, you don't really have a lot of time to prepare.
Yeah.
So with something like this, I can actually make this, shape it, and I can keep it in...
Just quickly pop it in. Oh.
Yeah, I can just keep it in the freezer and then cook it.
So this is just
the night
someone like
before.
this, on its own?
Just the
let's set up.
tomato.
Und voila.
And you can just pop that for me in this
There
pot.
we go. And you can find this incredible recipe on expressoshow.com. That's where we house all of our culinary inspiration. Go and check it out.
Thank you.
There we go, Kevin.
So,
it's hot
it's
in
a
here.
pot. Okay. So there we go. We've got our tomatoes. Then we're just going to add our yogurt in here. And then this special ingredient, saffron. Now, when you're cooking with saffron, it's really important to actually toast the saffron.
Okay.
So I feel, well, that's what my grandmother does, and I feel it just gets even more flavor out of it. So once you've toasted it, you can actually crush it into a fine powder so that you actually you extract more flavor.
I just imagine your grandmother saying, like, did you toast the saffron in this? You know, just
And then she'll taste it and she'll be like,
I know, you know, a little bit of warmth going in there as well with some chili flakes.
So then all this has to do is just simmer on a low heat. So just remember it's yogurt. So we just want it to simmer on a low heat. And then that sauce will take on the color and the flavor of the saffron. Yeah.
Oh,
and then
voila.
we've got our kebabs here that we can just plate. So you can either mix, you know, you can pour the sauce over the kebab. You can serve it,
absolutely beautiful.
And then, you know, if you want to serve it with some rice, have it on its own with roti. It's actually really delicious, just like that.
What a way to break the fast. Absolutely beautiful. Your grandmother would be proud. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful end result. And I think something that's relatively simple with a very spectacular outcome, which is great. Absolutely love the saffron sauce. We're going to make as many of these as we possibly can. We've got a lot of hungry mouths to feed. But as I said, you can find that recipe and all of our culinary inspiration on expressoshow.com. Oh, it smells lovely. Sure.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You know what? I didn't realize we were on camera. We're like jamming out to
Such a
the rock
me laugh.
music. JP Sebastian's here. I sent him away to at least bring us some happier movie trailers. Please tell me you did that.
No.
The first one is called New Order. Let's unpack it.
Yes, which has nothing to do with a psychedelic 80s disco music. Wait, what was New Order? I'm just techno. I'm sorry, I've offended so many music fans. New Order, however, is a Mexican movie. And again, there's no date for this in South Africa just yet, but it looks large enough that it might get the kind of traction to come here eventually. And basically what it looks like is, if you remember Parasite, which JP went gaga for, this is like if Mexico said, hold my cerveza. And they've moved this microcosmic class war story from the tiny house that Parasite was all set into across the city. There's a sense of uprising happening in, it's not even fictionalized Mexico. So at this lavish, fancy, swanky wedding, the downtrodden and the poor and the oppressed start climbing over the walls and making demands.
So they're making
a revolution. Okay. And the movie then, I suppose it's a lot more ambitious geographically and never going to be as good as, say, Parasite. The entire thing happens over the space of an entire city. So these are obviously desperately pertinent. In Mexico, for example, it has what we refer to in economics as the Gini coefficient, which is a measure of inequality. It is 19th worst in the world. So pressing, especially if you consider the kind of protests, even that are happening in Latin America right now, poor Colombia, where people are being murdered for demanding their rights. These movies need to tell these important stories. Hopefully New Order does the job, although there's been some controversy. We'll sink our teeth into that when we talk about the movie as it comes out. But hey, couldn't be more pertinent to South Africa, especially since we're on the World Bank's lowest list for inequality measures. Terrible. Anyway.
Interesting, New Order. I also like the logo, the way they played around with the font of the E's. In fact, it's just the E's that's swapped around. And
you just love eye candy. It's not that.
And then let's look at the last one you brought over. It's Cliff Walker.
Cliff Walker.
Cliff Walker's.
Although it might end up in one Cliff Walker with the betrayal and the stabbing. Thank you. Zhang Yimou is the director of this movie. And that name is really important because all of you absolutely, and I've said this 5 times on Expresso before, need to watch the movie Hero, which is gorgeous, from the year 2002, I think it was. House of Flying Daggers, Curse of the Golden Flower. He's one of the greatest directors we know. Camera person Pete is throwing up his fist, not defiantly, but appreciatively, of Zhang Yimou. He's such an incredible director. And here he makes the leap from the traditional sort of kung fu style wuxia, sword fighting and all that type of thing, into a spy thriller. And it is based on the true story of 4 Communist Party spies who parachuted into Manchuria, which back then, in the 1930s, this is pre-World War II, was a puppet state for Imperial Japan. So they're basically trying to rescue some prisoner friends of theirs. So it's thrills and spills, it's car chases, it's
action-packed,
as well as having its lovey-doveyness, because Zhang Yimou is so great at that too, having the schmaltzy bit at the center. But what an eye for a director. I really look forward to this one. It's knocking it out the park in China at the moment, where it was released last weekend and people are loving the heck out of it. So if you love spy drama, John Le Carre, all that kind of stuff, look up Cliff Walkers. When it comes to SA, we don't know just yet, but like I said, big enough that it will have traction and probably come here with a festival or something.
Hopefully soon. Well, I definitely like Cliff Walker's New Order much better than the first 3 trailers you brought for us. But JP Sebastian, always great having you on the show. And of course, like always, when JP's here, we talk all things movies. But now it's that time of the morning for us to quickly catch up one last time with your morning headlines.
Thanks, guys. Let's start here in South Africa with the national news. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula says that the design of a new driver's license card is in its final phase. The new license will be closer aligned to international practices, with the new card also allowing for the incorporation of new technologies to meet international standards. Details of the card will be made public at a later stage, but the process has meanwhile begun to obtain suppliers of the new driving license. Then staying in South Africa, Health Minister Zweli Mkhize has confirmed that the deadly B1617 variant that's ravaging India has not been detected in South Africa. Excuse me. Mkhize called for calm following a reported case of the coronavirus detected in a KwaZulu-Natal patient who had recently traveled to India. Over 300,000 new COVID-19 cases are being reported daily in India, with thousands of deaths. Mkhize has reassured citizens that there are no direct flights from India and that all ports of entry employ stringent containment procedures to minimize the importation of the virus. Now, staying on the continent, Kenya has nominated its first female Chief Justice, Martha Koome, who will also serve as President of the Supreme Court. This is a historic moment in a country where the High Court had a female judge only in 1993. Koume's ascendance has raised hopes and expectations for Kenyan women and children. Internally, the new Chief Justice is expected to extend ongoing reforms to rid the judiciary of corruption and inefficiencies. ways to enhance access to justice for all. And a little further afield, Mexican authorities have promised a full investigation into the collapse of a metro overpass in Mexico City as questions mount over the line's safety. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said, and we quote, "Nothing would be hidden," while the mayor said an external company would be involved in the inquiry. The elevated track on line 12 plummeted onto a road, killing at least 23 people and injuring 70. Concerns over possible structural failures have been raised since the line was inaugurated back in 2012. And now, a concert SABC3 viewers must not miss. Britain's Prince Harry joined pop royalty at a star-studded concert in Los Angeles on Sunday to urge faster and more even global vaccinations. Vax Live, the concert to reunite the world, was organized by Global Citizen, an international advocacy organization which aims to battle vaccine disinformation while calling on world leaders and corporations to take action and make donations. Present with Harry on stage were, amongst others, South African actress and human rights activist Nomzamo Mbata, Selena Gomez, who hosted proceedings, Jennifer Lopez and the Foo Fighters. And video messages were received from the Pope and Presidents Joe Biden, Emmanuel Macron, Justin Trudeau, and Hollywood stars like Ben Affleck and Sean Penn were also there in person. And now, even better news is that SABC3 has partnered with Global Citizen to bring the star-studded concert to its viewers this Sunday evening at 10:30, with a repeat on Tuesday evening at 11. We certainly applaud the concert's goal to ensure that everybody gets the jab and installing people with confidence to take the vaccine once it does become available. So don't forget that date with S3 on Sunday evening and again on Tuesday evening. It is going to be awesome. Well, that's where we leave our headlines for now. Let's get one last look at the weather.
Thank you, Graham, and thank you to you for taking the time to share your sunrise photos with us. We really do love seeing how you start your day. This morning, we started it off with a beautiful photo of the sun rising over the mountains, shared by Geraldine Flatwell from Simonstown. One of our regulars, Nick Lombard from Busmanland in the Northern Cape, shared this stunning silhouetted photo of the sky getting lighter. Then at 7 a.m., one of our super fans, Josephine Pickstone, shared this beautiful photo with a view overlooking parts of Cape Town. And last but not least, one of our regulars, Ntokozo Theo Makatini from Johannesburg, shared this beautiful morning sky scattered with clouds given a glow by the rising sun. Thank you so much for all of those beautiful photos. And if you at home would like to share your sunrise photo with us, it really is simple. Just head on over to the Expresso Facebook page and share your photo and location with us. And while we love our local viewers, we also have to take a moment to acknowledge our growing international audience that's on YouTube and the Africa channel. This morning, we send greetings to any viewers that may be watching from Providence, the capital city of Rhode Island. It's also one of the oldest cities in the United States. Rhode Island is known for making silverware and fine jewelry. However, a very random fact is that it is also home to the world's largest bug found on the roof of New England Pest Control in Providence. It is a big blue termite and stands at 58 feet long and 928 times the size of an actual termite. Providence can expect thick cloud cover today with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm reaching a maximum of 14 degrees Celsius. Then in South Africa, the SA Weather Services has issued warnings for an intense cold front expected to make landfall on the Western Cape coast today. Cape Town Disaster Risk Management spokesperson Charlotte Powell says all city services will be on standby to deal with the predicted adverse weather conditions, which could include strong to gale force winds, rain and rough seas. Heavy downpours are expected overnight into tomorrow. Powell reminded residents to clear out any potential blockages around the homes and to ensure that gutters and downpipes are clear. For any weather-related service requests or emergencies, residents are advised to call the city's Public Emergency Communications Centre. The southern Western Cape has also been off to a dry start for the rainy season. Cape Town usually has about 50 millimeters of rain in April. However, only 10 millimeters fell last month. But in the meantime, brace yourself for some icy weather. On that note, here is a final look at your temperatures for today. If you're in Polokwane, expect a low of 10 and a high of 25. Mbombela 13, 29. Pretoria 10, reaching a high of 24. Sunny conditions in Johannesburg 7 with a high of 21. Mahikeng 7 with a high of 24. Klerksdorp 6 reaching a high of 24. Sunny conditions in Kimberley today, a high of 24 can be expected. Bloemfontein 9 reaching a high of 23. If you're in Richards Bay, expect a low of 16 and a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg 10 reaching a high of 28. Sunny conditions in Durban 17 with a low and 26 as a high. Mthatha 10, 27. East London 16 with a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in Cradock, 10 is your low, 25 your high. Gqeberha 16 reaching a high of 22. If you're in George today, 15 is your low, 20 your high. Some rain can be expected in Cape Town with a high of 19 for today. Worcester 11, 22. Sutherland 4 with a high of 18. And Uppington expect a low of 13 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. That's where I leave your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo to share with us, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zoe Brown. We're back in the W Beauty Room. And of course, Eid al-Fitr, or the festival of breaking the fast after Ramadan, the holy month, celebrated by Muslims, is around the corner. And if there's one person who knows how to create the ultimate glam Eid beauty look, it's digital content creator Nabila Karim. A very good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm very good. Listen, I have to tell people, stop what you're doing right now. Go to her page right now, because girl, you give us looks. You inspire everyone. And I sometimes feel like it's so much pressure on you to create a look, because you always have to be fashion forward, right?
Ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game. Yeah. You inspire so many people. How do you find inspiration to create look after look and still stay on trend with what's happening?
Yeah, so I kind of like, it's hard, like you said. I just have to kind of stay true to myself and not kind of follow what everyone's doing at the time. So because I studied fashion design, I kind of know what's happening around and what's happening in the industry. So I'm kind of keeping my finger on the pulse all the time to kind of stay aware of what's like happening overseas or what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years, so that I can kind of like stay ahead of South Africa.
Absolutely. How do you prepare for, obviously, Eid, which is around the corner? What look are you going for this year?
So this year, I'm keeping it quite neutral, because, you know, it's COVID-19, so we're all trying to stay at home and trying to stay safe. So we're playing it quite chilled, but like what I really want to do is bring in that element of nostalgia, because we won't be able to like see all of the family members we usually do, so we want to keep that like element of like remembering them. So for example, what I'm doing with my makeup is I'm keeping it quite neutral, like I said.
I love already what you're doing. I love the soft glam, very glowy, dewy look on
I love
face.
glowy, and like you'll see the foundation, I use the Bobbi Brown one. It's a skin foundation, so it looks natural. It doesn't look like you're wearing a lot of foundation. And then you'll see there's a lot of glowy products happening over here. But then my favorite part that I want to do is I really want to incorporate an eyeliner. This is the Clinique Quick Liner, because when I was growing up, I remember my mom, the only thing my mom would put on my eyes as a kid was eyeliner. Like there was nothing else. Eyeliner was the thing. So I was like, this year, I'm going to add some eyeliner.
To bring it back.
Yes, but we're going to make it a bit modern. So like you'll see on my top line, I've already added that. And then I'm just going to add some at the bottom, like that, just to make it a bit more modern.
Stunning, and I like that it pops that eye. You can definitely see the difference
and
between the two.
It really gives you that Middle Eastern sort of feel.
I like how you're saying your mom only put on eye pencil back in the day.
Yeah.
But loving the look, loving everything.
Thank you.
I have to ask you, what are some of the top trends? Because whenever, not even just for Eid, whenever I go to your page, I'm always knowing that I'm going to be inspired and know that this is what is trending for the season.
Yes.
What are they for this year's Eid?
So for this year, like I said, we're keeping it chilled. It's COVID-19. So what I foresee is lots of like neutral colors with maybe like pops of colors here and there. So basically what I'm wearing. And then like high-low dressing is the thing. So I think keeping it cozy with like knits and things like that, and then maybe pairing it with like something more formal, like over here I put a pleated skirt, or maybe if you're wearing a knitted dress or a knitted pants, adding a blazer or a coat over top, just to like bring in that like formal element. But you want to be cozy because you're going to be at home.
Definitely. And you also have to look cute for the gram, you know?
Exactly.
It's all about popping on
something over, exactly.
Definitely. Now, we're not going to let you go anywhere because it's going to help us prepare our Eid table. So we're going to stick around with you. But of course, for you at home, Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim viewers for next week. Make sure you look your best for your Eid celebrations by getting these fashion and beauty products at Woolworths. And they, of course, are available in store, online, or on the Woolworths app.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, and we are opening up our telephone lines because welcome back to another installment of the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting!
That's right, and we are joined by one of our favorites, Chef Clem. He is in the kitchen. He's going to be answering all of your culinary conundrums. So if you have a question for Chef Clem, make sure you give us a call. That number is 021 110 5552. It's on your screen right now. Now, Chef Clem, I know that Eid is a very special celebration and it's happening next week. So we've actually got a very special hotline lined up just for you. It is all about Eid. We have asked you what dishes you will be making this Eid, and here is what some of you had to say. I'm going to read some of the social media comments. One that came through from Kashifa saying definitely biryani has to be on the menu. Roast chicken, butter chicken, and dessert. Zahida says biryani. We have one coming through from Noel saying biryani curry, chili bites. Shaizma says we will be making mutton biryani. That's a must. We usually have samosas for starters, and dessert is usually caramel and peppermint tart. It sounds so good. And then also one came through from Mappa saying, I like chicken biryani, but I don't have a clue where to start. Hope you will be making it. Chef Clem, I feel like that is your cue.
Right, so biryani, I love biryani.
Me too.
And we've been asking everyone around studio, do you like biryani? Everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to be like a scientific proof, 10 out of 10 people love biryani.
Or 5 out of 5.
Oh, 5. No, I asked 5. Okay, I asked, well, I did. Okay.
100%.
Here we go.
Everyone loves biryani.
Everybody loves biryani. Okay, so let's start off. I've just got a little pan here with a little bit of ghee in there. I just want to melt the ghee at the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
So what I love about, I'm going to say it's South Africa, but I know because I live in Cape Town, it's a Cape Town thing. When it's Christmas, we all celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
When it's Eid, we all celebrate Eid. I mean, like literally, honestly, I love that about our country, and especially because it's all about food, and food just brings people together.
It certainly does. And you know what? My mom makes a killer biryani, but she's never shared that recipe with me. So talk me through it. When you start, I know you've put a bit of ghee in it. Remind me again, what is ghee exactly?
Ghee is a clarified butter, so you're able to like fry with it without it burning.
Okay.
And ghee in Indian food is just the most amazing thing ever. Okay, so there's a very easy way of making biryani. Today we're going to go the more lengthy method, which I think is the best one because you can make it in a potjie pot, you can make it in the oven, you can make it on the stove. And this is a reader recipe that got submitted to Taste Magazine. And I've made this before in a potjie pot, and it was amazing.
Okay.
And it starts by marinating your chicken. So,
have you rinsed the chicken?
Have you rinsed the chicken?
If you buy a chicken from Woolies, I was told you don't have to rinse it.
You don't have to. Thank you for the comment there by Graham. Graham, just on the side, do you rinse your chicken?
No.
Graham says he does not rinse his chicken. So, Zoe,
I don't rinse.
Let's not start something now. Let's not start something. Okay, so we've got our garlic and ginger masala. We've got dried chili flakes. And then we've got garam masala going in.
There we
and
go.
I like the fact that you can kind of just mix it up. Whatever masala you feel like having, you can find your favorite and use that perfectly.
Whatever you have in hand,
Absolutely.
use that. That's the beauty of a biryani.
Then we've got some chili powder and turmeric.
There we go, and that also gives our rice. Is that what gives the rice our colouring or not?
We're going to do a layered version.
Okay.
So the rice is going to sit separately to the chicken, but it's going to give the chicken that color.
Okay.
Then salt is a must. It doesn't matter how good your spice blend is. If you don't have enough salt, you will not taste anything. Anything. Then we got some cumin seeds, ground coriander going in, and a bit of like those cumin seeds, because they're not too chunky, keeping it whole in toast is perfectly fine. Then what have we got? Then we've got...
Yeah, sorry, I can just picture someone like trying to write down everything. We do have this recipe available for you. It will be on our website. In fact, it is on our website, expressoshow.com. There we go. So you've just added...
This is blitzed up onion.
Okay.
You can actually add grated onion. The onion is amazing. It adds flavor, adds texture, and it tenderizes the meat as well.
I've never thought of blitzing up my onion. That's
Blitz
smart.
it up, blitz it up. Then one grated tomato goes in,
There
and
we
the acid
go.
also helps tenderize the meat. And then I give it a good mix now. Should I swap spoons? Nope.
Go for it.
Go for it. And then I like letting this chicken sit in this marinade for about half an hour.
Okay.
So it can really take on those spices before I add the yogurt. Oh, we got a phone
Chef
call.
Clem, I have a phone call. This is the Culinary Hotline. Good morning. Who am I speaking to? Hello? I think it was just a prank call.
No. I
Okay.
think it's called.
Hello?
Oh!
Hello? Who is it? Okay. I heard a hello. But okay. Please call us again. Our number is 021 110 5552. Please give us a call. We would love to hear what question or comment you have for Chef Clem as he makes this delicious chicken biryani for us.
Okay.
So that's your chicken marinade. You would
There we go.
ideally leave it in for 30 minutes. Can you leave it for longer?
You can leave, okay.
Overnight?
In the spices, I leave it in the spices for half an hour so the chicken gets that aggressive spice flavor coming through. Then I put the yogurt on, and overnight is actually best.
Okay.
So this has been chilling since yesterday.
Okay, perfect.
And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start layering all the flavors. The rice is very important because, it's biryani. So we're using a basmati rice.
Do you have to use basmati rice?
Use jasmine basmati, but to be honest with you, you can use any rice.
Okay, the phone's ringing again. Let's try this again. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Good morning. Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Nadwa.
Oh, okay. What is your comment or question for Chef Clem?
My question is there a difference between biryani and agni, and what is it?
Did you hear that? Is there a
Biryani and
difference?
acne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your question.
This one is very tricky because I've done so much research on this one, and it's more than just the lentils, okay? And I'm still waiting for a confirmed definition between biryani and acne. Some people say that it's got to do with the type of meat that you use in it, but then I found recipes that have the same type of meat between both. So I'm gonna put this one out there, okay? Okay. I wanna get in, because I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna get in trouble because the biryani and acne committee are real.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm going to ask, if you're watching the show right now and you know the actual difference between a biryani and acne, please will you call us and give it to us?
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble, because I even asked my mom this one and she was like, she told me, then I asked someone else and she was okay, if you know the answer, 021 110 5552. I'm also going to give Zoe Salfa number.
This is, no. Okay, so the thing is, Chef Clem is like Google for recipes and answering conundrums. So I'm quite fascinated that this is the one question he doesn't know how to answer.
This is the first time. Every time we've done a culinary hotline, I've said, please stump him. Please, can you stump him? Just, have you been stumped?
It's not just about the lentils and the spices that are used, because a lot of websites say it's the spices and it's the lentils that you end up using, but I find it conflicting, contradicting, so I don't want to put that out there. So I really want to know, if you know the actual difference between an acne and a biryani, and also some people say that the acne is made in a different method that is a little drier than a biryani. I'm not going to put that out there because I've had some pretty dry biryani sometimes.
If you know the answer, you might take his job.
Come for it. Come for it, please. Give them the number again. Give them the number again. I want
21 110 Give us a call. Please explain to us the difference between an acne and a biryani.
Please. Hang around.
Hang around, because he's finishing up our chicken biryani.
Yeah, that's you.
Is this acne or biryani?
That's a biryani. Okay.
So Chef Clem, you put your cooked rice at the bottom of the pan that you've just warmed up the ghee.
Not cooked.
It's not.
What I've done is I've rinsed the rice
until the
water. You do. Okay, guys. By the way, always rinse your rice. Rinse your rice always. Okay.
Before or after cooking?
Before cooking. So what you do is get a big bowl, put water in it, and start gently massaging the rice. You'll see all the starchiness comes out. Rinse that out. More fresh water, rinse it out again. And then what you do is you let it soak in clean water for about an hour. And you see the texture will start changing. It almost looks like it's cooked, right?
See, I don't have that kind of time to cook.
Biryani is a labor of love. Okay, so we're going to start layering in our chicken. And what I've done, Zoe, is I've also got some potatoes which we crispy fried. We popped them in the air fryer. And I love that. That's a real delicious little touch of love with the biryani. So add that liquid to it as well. Don't waste any of it. More rice goes, some peas. More rice goes over. We're going to layer more rice on top. We're going to top it with those crispy potatoes.
Okay.
And then I actually put mine in the oven. Super easy, and it comes out looking like that.
Okay, we did rush now because we're kind of running out of time here, but we do have this recipe available for you. Chef Clem will be finishing it up soon as we have more Culinary Hotline coming up for you. So if you have a question or you want to really try hard to stump Chef Clem, give us a call. The number is 021 110
Can't believe I was here the day.
552. We'll be back.
So much food inspiration coming your way, and of course our Eid celebrations continue here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now early on, content creator Nabila Karim showed us the ultimate glam Eid beauty and fashion look. Now it's time to move to the dining room where she will be creating an Eid table setting that is both festive and inviting. And Nabila, it looks absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
I was telling Ilam earlier on, I miss the days before COVID. You could just go to your Muslim friends and be like, I'm coming over.
I'm coming for Eid.
Unfortunately, I can't invite myself to your table setting, but you're going to show us exactly what you've created over here.
Yes. So basically what I've done is this Eid, because like you said, we can't spend time together. I really wanted to do something extra special, something fun, something different. So I really pulled inspo from that like Eastern Moroccan feel, sitting on the floor, having a chill time, because we're also wearing clothes that's a bit more like laid back, so we can sit on the floor. And then what I've done is the same with my clothing with the high-low dressing. I kind of used the same concept with the table setting. So you'll see what I've done is I've used like very natural materials and then very like a plain, what's this? Crockery.
Crockery.
Yes, I always get confused with crockery and cutlery. So what I've done is I've used that because this you can use on a day-to-day basis, as well as this the rattan placemat. And then I've paired it with some gold elements just to bring in that like formal Eid vibe. So you'll see there's some beautiful gold cutlery over here. There's a very, very pretty gold glass, and it also has this beautiful like sort of like imprint that brings back that Moroccan feel. And then also, remember I told you about nostalgia? So this is actually my granny's old brass candle holder. So just something to remind me of her on Eid.
Definitely. Did you have to clean the brass as well, like days prior to Eid? Like just
she did it for me. She did it for me. I was like, I need a brass candle. She's like, okay, I'm pulling out all of them and cleaning it all for you. So she actually gifted it to me. It was really sweet of her.
I definitely love that you're getting inspiration from your grandma for everything, and I'm loving that it's still very modern.
Yes.
You see the aesthetic of golds, whites playing through. Is that the trend as well for Eid table?
I definitely think so. I think, like I said, pulling natural things and things that you'd use on a day-to-day basis, because you don't want to go out and buy things especially for Eid. So bringing in your everyday things like the rattan placemat, which is actually locally made by, I think the company's name's Mooskrib.
I actually met the two girls that started this locally sourced, beautiful placemats. And again, it just finishes off the table nicely with the natural
and it's so
look to
cool.
it.
Now they're selling at Woolworths, which is awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, and then like I said, bringing in the high-end things that you won't pull out on a day-to-day basis. You'll kind of keep that for Eid and then just use that on special occasions.
I want to go back to the Egyptian feel that you spoke about, because obviously we have a low table, a nice low setting for that. What inspired that?
I think it's my Muslim roots, obviously. So sitting on the floor and eating is what you call like a sunnah.
A sunnah?
A sunnah, yeah. So it's what the Prophet did back in the day, and we follow his teaching, sort of thing. So sitting on the floor is a sunnah. So I was like, that's so nice for Eid, because Eid is like, it's a holy day. So you kind of want to follow in those footsteps. So that's kind of what inspired this whole vibe.
And who's joining you at your table?
So it's me and my husband, and then I think we're going to invite over just 2 friends that kind of live close by. They moved into our area recently. So
I think they'll be friends now. Can I maybe video call just so I can be there in spirit? I won't be there, in flesh, but maybe just...
I'll give you a barakah.
You're my girl. You're my girl. Now, all we need right now is a beautiful feast to add to the table that can be enjoyed after the fast, of course. Eid Mubarak again to all our viewers for next week. We wish you all a blessed and festive Eid with your friends and your family. And you too can create your own Eid table setting using Nabila's tips with Woolworths. And of course, you can do so by shopping it in-store, online, or on the Woolworths app.
See life through the cutting-edge designs of metal windows. Every steel or aluminium window and door is custom-made using their Foreman brand systems designed by and exclusive to metal windows. In any space, residential, retail, commercial or hospitality, they provide custom solutions to fit the needs of you, their client. Get inspired with their portfolio on metalwindows.co.za, Facebook and on Instagram.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. Chef Clem is in the kitchen because it's the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
And he answers all your culinary conundrum, and today is our special Eid edition. So if you have a comment or a question for Chef Clem, please give us a call on 021 110 5552. Oh, we have our first phone call. Second phone call. Good morning. This is the Culinary Hotline.
Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Chef Clem.
Oh, fantastic. Who do we have on the line?
You have Washila on the line.
Washila, good morning. What is your comment or question for Chef Clem?
Regarding acne, the difference between acne and biryani.
Okay.
So,
So biryani is where you cook everything and then you layer it, your pot, and then you steam it. Whereas akhni, everything goes raw into that pot and then it steams through.
Okay, so it's the cooking method that's different, that differentiates akhni from biryani.
So that sounds like if I got it right, with the akhni, she said that everything goes in raw.
With the akhni, everything goes in raw, and she says with the biryani, you cook everything, layer it, and then you steam it.
Okay. You see, Washida, thank you so much for calling. And I did a little more research in the ad break, and I also saw like it's the method of sometimes with the akhni, you'd have everything pre-marinated as well, and then put it all together. But then it contradicts, and then the very next one says, but you might find the same thing in biryani. But either way, biryani or akhni, they both delicious. Delicious. But thank you so much for your call, Sheila. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for setting that little debate aside for us. Now, Chef Clem, earlier we were talking, a lot of people saying that they will be having biryani on their table. There was one person that also commented to say chili bites.
Right. So chili bites are amazing, or even like onion bhajis are absolutely amazing when you add like a bit of extra spice in them.
Okay.
So I thought let's do a little combination of like a chili bite, onion bhaji version. We're going to do a spiced blooming onion.
A blooming onion?
Okay, I'm going to ask you to bring in the blooming onion because you see what it looks like when it's done.
Okay.
But I'm going to start on it.
Okay. We have Kitchen Fairies that does the most amazing work for us. So Chef Clem, you've got the raw onion there that you've cut to create that little blooming effect.
I've taken the top off, kept the bottom on because that's going to hold it all together. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut from 12 to 6, 3 to 9, and you've now cut it into quarters, right?
Okay.
Now you're going to go in between each of those.
So you want to go like, in terms of a clock, you've gone 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Yes, go on, and then?
And now you're going 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I don't know. I'm confusing myself.
Basically, you fan it all out, so you get these little beautiful blossoms. And I got one here that I did already. So let me show you. Oh, I cut through this one already, so let's just put that to the side.
But the secret is not to cut it through.
Don't cut it all the way through. Keep the bottom intact. You see what I mean by a blooming onion? Looks like it's blooming. Graham, can you please come in? Because this thing is so beautiful.
Did we get the answer yet?
Yes, we did.
We did.
You don't look convinced, dude.
Look, I'm not convinced, but I'm going to do more research on this because I will go to Work Up this weekend. I'm going to ask all the aunties in the Work Up.
Do you realize you've split households today?
I know. That's why I didn't want to put a statement out there because it's so difficult to explain. Even Google is like, huh? Okay, so this is what a blooming onion is going to look like when we're done.
Begin to eat that?
I know, that's the thing though, and you kind of keep
your blooming onion to yourself, okay?
I like this addition to the culinary hotline. Stay by. Stay close by. Okay, so you've cut your onion into this beautiful little petal. What happens is when you actually eat it, you peel the petals off and then you eat them.
So can I taste a piece?
Yes, I'm going to give this to you while I continue showing the South Africa how to make it. A little bit of salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of salt.
So you just salt.
Okay, cool. So I've got chickpea flour, which is absolutely amazing. I don't feel we use enough chickpea flour. Chickpea flour is absolutely delicious. I've got some ground cumin, ground coriander, some extra garam masala. I've got some turmeric and salt. Again, how is it?
Salt, it's really good. I love the flavor components coming through. It's really tasty.
If you like onion rings, you will absolutely love a blooming onion.
I just feel like a blooming onion is perfect. I can just picture it needs to be dipped into something.
Like a sauce, like a beautiful like chili sauce or a coconut raita, yeah? Yes. Okay, yogurt goes in, and you're gonna make like a very thick pancake batter because you wanna get it in between all the little bits of the petals and you really want it to stick to your onion. Are you enjoying that, Zoe?
I'm really enjoying that. That's good. That's breakfast.
It's a fun one to make, and because, I mean, it's so different, but it's so much fun not just to cook, but to eat. So, and I would add a lot more chili. I actually add like a bit of green chili to my batter.
And that's actually quite a big onion, so you can go for the small little onions and make it a little bit more petite.
I did not think about that, baby little onions.
Little baby onions.
Yes.
Like, you don't eat this whole onion.
Okay.
And then you don't have to share.
Oh, but that's not to share.
Oh.
That's a one Zoe portion. That's a one Zoe. Have you ever eaten a whole onion? You just basically said no. I also have never. You're right. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your onion in there, give it a good mix. You can get a little messy now because what you really want to do is you want to get all that batter in between all the layers.
You want to get it everywhere because that's where the crispy goodness
That's where the crispiness comes from. And you've got your oil heated up.
Now, Chef Clem, would this be a starter?
Yes, absolutely. This would be a starter. And this is a little alternative to a chili bite. And get that extra chili in there.
Get it in there.
And then what we're going to do is turn it upside down. You want the petals to kind of, as it cooks, you'll see the petals are going to start separating in the oil. Let us do this thing. Okay, it's going to start. You don't want to have it too hot because you want to cook through the onion.
There we go.
So you don't want it too hot because, like I said, you want to soften that onion while it's busy frying.
Yeah. Can you put that in a deep fryer?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Put it in a deep fryer. Don't put it in the oven. Don't put it in the air fryer. You want that oil to really cook the batter and cook that onion. Okay. I'm so glad that you like that.
I really do like that. Well, Chef Clem, it's always great sharing the kitchen with you. It's the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting!
Of course, you can always call us with your culinary conundrums. That number is 021 110 5552. This is good. I'm going to have more.
So I'm listening to John Neal here say that he's lucky that his songs are now charting on radio stations. Luck's got nothing to do with it. He is amazing. He's a wonderful, humble human being. And it's taken him about 30 decades to write an album, but he's done it. His debut album is here, long time coming, and it sounds amazing. And you're about to get a taste of it right now. You might have heard this one on radio. It's Red Dress.
Got a red dress, and I got a feeling we're gonna make it. That look in your eyes, that look in your eyes says you're not from around here, you ain't faking. Been a while since I met somebody on this side of the track. Night turn into one last drink. Been looking into your pretty eyes. Then you told me you're gone this time next week, so let's drive around town tonight. You got a red dress and I got a feeling we're gonna make it. That look in your eyes says you're not from around here, you ain't faking. Since you met somebody who made you feel a little crazy, yeah. I was wondering, thinking about telling you what kind of trouble we were gonna get in. Then the best night turned into one last kiss. Then you said that you don't wanna leave. So we drove all night till we saw the sun. Then you said this is where you wanna be. You got a red dress and I got a feeling we're gonna make it. That look in your eyes says you're not from around here, you ain't faking. Saying my prayer, thanking the stars they sent you my way. Then on Sunday, saying my prayer, thanking the stars they sent you my way. Saying my prayer, thanking the stars they sent you my way. You got a red dress, and I got a feeling we're gonna make it. That look in your eyes says you're not from around here, you'll be staying. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad you did that.
We had a little bit of an issue right there, technical error, but we made it work.
It was beautiful, dude. It was beautiful. You know, You weren't kidding about the country influence and how that's kind of crept in, and I love the fact within country you've got to be in this pocket. There's like a tone. Obviously, this is the boy meets girl scenario, which we absolutely love. What is it about the country that's kind of drawn you into that lane?
It's always like storytelling.
Yeah.
It always takes you from somewhere to from nowhere to somewhere, you know, and that's what I like about like lyrical content with proper melodies and hooks. That's what I really love. Guitars and drums. Guitars and drums.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Absolutely awesome. It's been worth the wait. A long time coming is the name of the album, and it is out for you now to savor and enjoy. We're going to get another absolute cracker from John before the end of the show. You want to stick around. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Let's shift lanes now just a little bit and focus on our gorgeous little ones. When it comes to our babies, sometimes their skin can be, in most cases, can be really sensitive. And one of the main stresses are the ingredients found in detergents and toiletries, which is why it is so important for us to choose the right range and to educate ourselves. And joining us this morning to do just that, we welcome good friend, pediatrician and allergist Tulja Trikamji to chat about caring for our little one's delicate skin, because they are our most prized possession. I don't want to say possession sounds bad, but I'm obsessed with my little one at the moment, and I want your skin to be soft, and you want to care for her. Maybe a good place to start is what constitutes a healthy skin in terms of our little one, because we know that they are so sensitive.
It's exactly what you said, Graham. You know, the skin, it's so important to mums and dads because it's what you can see. I always start with telling people and telling parents specifically that your skin is an organ.
Yeah.
Don't just look at it as a covering on your body. It's an organ like your heart, like your lungs, like your kidneys and your brain. Those organs you can't see, but you can see the skin. So it's something that mums and dads, and you know, obsess about. When something's wrong with the skin,
You feel like you're failing.
You feel like you're failing, you feel like you're doing something wrong because you can see it and it's immediate. And it also has a social impact because you don't want to take your kids out where there's rashes and there's dryness and there's some flakiness. So when we look at skin, it's what you see. So you see that there's no irregularity in the texture of the skin, but it's also feeling. So when I examine babies, I always take my hand and I run it through the skin. You want a smooth texture. And you want the skin to be regular. You want it to be what I often describe as irregularly regular, because you have lots of different parts of the body.
Yeah. Every little body is different as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and some parts are dry, some parts are more moist. We've got more oil glands and less oil glands depending on the anatomy. But you want it to be regular, you want it to be smooth, free of inflammation.
That being said, what causes the inflammation? What are some of the most common afflictions that we might find specifically with babies?
So, you know, when we become pediatricians, one of the things that we have to go through is baby rashes. and we can write a textbook. I think there's an entire textbook of just what we call, and this is what's reassuring to parents like you, is there's an entire list of what we call normal skin rashes in babies. Normal meaning that because baby skins are so delicate and sensitive, new to the environment, they tend to react far more to things and to the chemicals and to lots of the detergents allergens than adult skin. So often you get these rashes that are not really something you need to panic about. That said, some of the commonest things that we might see are cradle cap. When babies are born, so you start off with a dry scalp. You see all sorts of erythematous or red bumps or rashes on the skin, and that's generally inflammation from the lower levels of the skin. And then something that is of particular interest to me is the start of atopic dermatitis or eczema.
I was going to say, yeah, and that's so prevalent.
That's the dryness that you see, and then that's why moisturizing the skin appropriately is so very important, Graham. Making sure that you've got a good moisturizer, free of lots of the nasty chemicals, your sulfates, your parabens, your colorants, but also something that provides adequate moisture to make sure that the barrier is intact.
I'm sure that also give you, as a pediatrician, a handbook on how to deal with parents that are freaking out. And that's, the amount of times I've asked this question, I just want to know, do I need to take my child to hospital? Is she having an allergic reaction?
Actually, no. I wish they gave us a handbook of that. But I tell you, in your first day as a pediatrician, that's something that you would come across, parents freaking out, and you very quickly learn how to deal with that.
One thing that is very prevalent and rears its head all the time, nappy rash. What is the best way definitively to deal with nappy rash?
So I always say, and this comes back to the eczema and the rest of the skin, is prevention is better than cure.
Sure.
So the first thing is removing all of the colorants and the chemicals and the chlorines and the parabens and the sulfates. And our range now, the Purity range now, has done that. They've removed lots of the what we referred to colloquially in our team as the nasties. They're things that would irritate and trigger and could potentially take a normal baby rash into something that can be more sinister or more severe.
Sure.
Moisturizing, extremely important. We don't want to strip the top oily layer of the skin because the barrier is extremely, extremely important to maintain in terms of the prevention. So not bathing and not using soaps very often. We sometimes, as pediatricians, tell moms, you can actually go 48 hours and sometimes longer without bathing your baby, which means that if you use a moisturizer that has... Exactly, you're not stripping it, a moisturizer that's got a 48-hour moisture, like some of the aqueous creams in the range as well, you could actually apply it and you know that you've got a replenishing amount of moisture to the top layer of the skin. And then with the nappy rash, in terms of the prevention, is nappy area dry and clean as possible. But you're going to get inflammation. It's just a natural...
You're not failing, yeah.
You're not failing. So using something like zinc, which we know is very good in terms of as a mineral in promoting healthy skin, but it also acts as a very potent anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
So in terms of the redness and the inflammation, we've got a nice zinc spray. So you're not putting it on your fingers and then worrying about the delicate bum area getting too much and too little in certain areas. If you just spray off your baby's bum...
It gets liberal, yeah.
It gets liberal and it's everywhere.
I actually use the aqueous cream to wash Bubba as well, which... It really does work, and I would say right now the same applies to your fabric softeners and your detergents. Read the label, look at how those nasties have been taken out before you apply it. Tulja, thank you so much. You just made me miss my baby. That's all this has done, is made me miss my little girl. How there you have it, mild, gentle, and free from sulfates, from parabens, from colorants. That is vital for you to know whether you have a newborn or preschooler. Purity's range of toiletries have something for every little step of the way, and one lucky viewer stands a chance of winning a Purity toiletries hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. What you've got to do is reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter or our Instagram page and tell us which product in the Purity toiletry range you would like to try and why. And don't forget to include that hashtag PurityBaby in your answer. The competition closes this coming Friday. That's the 7th of May, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Tulja, thank you so much. This has really, really been helpful.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure being here.
Well, listen, earlier we had an amazing performance from John Neal, our guest artist today, and it's time we reward him with a little sweet treat. We have a gift here from Maynard's, and they really just want to add some juiciness, and in fact, life is juicy. That is their tagline. So this is for you, and this is their hashtag Juicy Kaboom moment. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is explosive. Are you ready for it?
I don't know, am I?
You should be. Okay, so I'm going to hand this to you, and brace yourself.
It's a juicy kaboom!
Oh my word.
There you go. It's your hashtag Juicy Kaboom moment on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And don't go anywhere. We still have one more performance before the show is done.
Thank you.
Indulge your desires. Be swept away by the fragrance of descent. Take the plunge into impulsive spending until you find yourself deeper and deeper, drowning in debt. In this world of temptation, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
If your Sunrise Snaps are prize winners, give it your best shot on Expresso and yours could win you one of those oh-so-chic Nespresso travel mugs. So snap your best Sunrise and post it to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook page with the hashtag Nespresso Sunrise. Winners are announced Mondays on the show and competition closes the 5th of May. So let's be seeing those morning masterpieces.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, yes, indeed. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on S3. Final 10 minutes of the show. And of course, it's been a long time coming, but John Neal's debut album is finally here and he's taking to the Expresso stage to perform long time coming song, The Good Ones. Take it away.
Thank you.
Take the long road to anywhere I want. Don't spend my money on things I don't need. 'Cause I came from nothing. Look, I still made something. I played my songs, yeah, everywhere I went. On this highway that leads to nowhere, I heard that someday we all get to go there, but only the good ones, but only the good ones. I've had my honeys, real and fake, a lot of sweet. Some just want my money, so I set them free. 'Cause I came from nothing. Look, I still made something. I played my songs, yeah, everywhere I went. Yeah, on this highway that leads to nowhere,
That's a good
sing
one.
it loud, sing it proud.
Take a bow.
Oh, take a bow, Mr. John Neal, you legend. What a lovely guy as well. Destined for greatness. Go and download, go and stream, go and support. Let your local radio stations know that you love his music. He deserves it. I have a feeling we're going to see this guy on a world stage pretty soon, and he is going to rock it. We love you, dude. We love you, man.
It was a
You
long
are
time
awesome.
coming, but he finally delivered.
He finally,
I had to-
well, hopefully all of his friends now can get off his back. He's released the album. Just let him do his thing now, okay? Let him chill. But really, really, I think blessed to have him on the stage this morning. So thank you so much, my man. Absolutely dig your vibe, bro.
There we go. Some
Now we
serious
are,
bromance.
yeah, man. Well, I mean, he's good, man. He's good. No, I'm digging on a vibe at the moment. We are very proud to announce that S3 has gotten on board in terms of Global Citizens' push to get the world vaccinated. We know that the world is only going to move on from COVID-19 once we can get that 60%, that the millions vaccinated, and that's the only way that we are going to be able to kind of crest the top of the hill.
And you do not want to miss it. You can catch it live this Sunday. In fact, it's going to be on S3 at 9:30, so you do not want to miss out on all of the action. I mean, I'm talking about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex being there. That's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Of course, Selena Gomez being the host. It was also chaired by the Duke and Duchess, as mentioned, and it featured performers by Jennifer Lopez, the Foo Fighters, J Balvin,
Wow.
Chrissy Teigen was there, Gayle King, and of course our very own Nomzamo Mbata.
Yeah,
So catch that on S3 this
The
coming
superstar
Sunday.
now.
Of course, get educated and entertained.
I love that. We love you guys just as much. Have an awesome day. We'll see you tomorrow. And thank you, ladies.
Here's to family favorites and recipes passed from mothers to daughters. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.